And we should be good to go. Hello, everybody. Hello. Alright, we're hopping right into it. Yep, I'm live. Good go. You deserve a reward for your hard work. Number one big boy. Hello, Fura. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Right. Kind of want that. Mr. Khan, I think Ink was about to vomit. Hello, big boy. I am the biggest boy. I am the biggest man. Not in here. In hindsight, I should have seen that coming, seeing as I'm in love with her and all. Damn my hormones. Even though we're pretty far into the fall season, today's a nice day out. There's a storm coming in later today with a cold front, so the temperatures outside are bearable enough to relax in. One last respite before the unforgiving cold of winter settles in. I decide to celebrate by eating lunch outside. After a good bit of prodding, Olivia joined me. Down, boy. Down, boy. Inko, it's too cold. I'll freeze my veins solid. It's 70 degrees and you've already agreed. Calm down. We step outside into the chilled air. She pulls the drawstrings of her hoodie taunt, yanking it shut again. When I try moving her along, she starts dragging her tail on the ground. You're secretly enjoying this, aren't you? That hoodie isn't hiding your silly little grin. There's a table by the edge of the yard that looks pretty good. Now it's just the two of us, alone, sitting at a picnic table in complete silence. Ingenious one-liners flow through my head like slam poetry champion. Yet I can't work up the will to say anything about the wedding to her. Guess there's always later. So, Olivia. The gator lifts her head from her roast beef sandwich, staring directly at me. What's up? How about this one? Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I'm not used to coastal town, so this is a nice change of pace. Well, it's pretty chilly. Part of why we're the only ones out here. It's pretty empty out here today. Maybe it's like a human dino thing. More climb to snow. Even with the hoodie, it's a lot colder than I'd like. Oh, why'd you agree to come on outside with me? Well, you wanted to, and you. Olivia's lips quiver a little as she tries to work out words to say. Her mouth isn't up to the task as a flush of scarlet spreads across her cheeks and makes her pouting lips grow. Hey, stop looking at me like that. I mean, where are you from then? The Midwest. The Midwest? Only loons come from the only loons come from the Midwest. Oh, come on, that's not true. Alright, what was it like then? A lot of empty promises, nothing worth talking about. What was St. Hammond like before I showed up? Oh, horrible, everyone here sucked. Well, they still do, I guess. But seriously, most of the faculty had to stick up their ass, and the student body was holding on for dear life. I'd do anything to get out of this place if I got to take you and Damien with me. Wow. Colorful. Olivia and I freeze at the familiar voice. The sound of stone grinding on stone echoes through the courtyard as we turn our heads towards whoever said that. Principal Scalar stands just as still as us, her face burning red. Though her jaw is moving, teeth grinding exceptionally loud as she looks at Olivia. Next to her stands a large whale dressed in formal attire. I guess Mr. Ferris is still doing that inspection. And did he hear... What were you just saying now about student morale, Principal Scaler? He doesn't even look up from his clipboard as he begins jotting down something with a pencil. I said had. Ever since Principal Scaler took over as a principal, things have gotten better. Olivia's words do little to make Scaler's face lessen in both color intensity and heat. Yeah, have to say, this school's way better than my old one by at least a country mile. So, Mr. Rikku, would you say that your time in St. Hammond since your transfer has been both fruitful and comfortable? I mean, compared to my old school, I've made good friends, have excellent teachers and classes, and have an all-around good time. Also, the cafeteria food here is great. It actually tastes like food and not microwaved, reheated gruel. Mr. Ferris gives me a nod and writes something else on his notepad before turning to face Olivia. What about you, Miss Olivia Halford, was it? Got any more comments regarding St. Hammond? Do be honest, if you please. Olivia shoots me a quick glance before taking a deep breath. I want her to rant. Well, the school needs more handicap access ramps. Also, the elevator in the main building is busted. Sometimes it gets stuck for a few minutes. Also, our PE teacher steals hats from the students and hoards them in the equipment shed. Thank you, Solly. I can almost feel the heat emanating from Principal Scaler's face as soon as Olivia finishes lodging her complaints. One won't want to be around her after Ferris's visit is over. For his part, Mr. Ferris only nods and writes more down in his clipboard before turning back to face Scaler, who does her best to turn her grimace into some kind of smile. Seems like there are some issues left over from the previous administration. Are you already taking care of the correction of the issues Miss Halford has pointed out? Those TF2 players in their hats. Yeah. I hope they get something soon. I really do. They're holding out too. They're holding out. Principal Scaler nervously clears her throat. I've already sent in a request to the district to have the elevator looked at by a technician. Mr. Ferris nods and writes something else in his clipboard before clicking his pen and stuffing it in his front suit pocket. I'll have to talk to the superintendent about that request next time at the office. What about this PE teacher Miss Olivia mentions? Oh, Mr. Coach Sully. Ferris raised an eyebrow. It's his legal name. I know. He checks the page and sighs a bit. Right. Ferris turns to face me. Well, that's enough about St. Hammond for the time being. Mr. Rikku, how would you say things are going for you? Not just as a student, but also as a growing adult. The school's really helped me learn a lot, sir. I respect the efforts of the students and faculty alike for their efforts in making me feel welcome. Except for Mia. It's much more refined than my old school, at least. Wow, you might as well ask him for a letter of recommendation already. Huh? That's not what I was doing, Olivia. Olivia doesn't even respond to me, instead laughing quietly to herself. I'll keep that in mind. Leviathan finishes jotting down something on his clipboard, finally turning to Principal Scaler. I think I have everything I need for the time being. So, Mr. Ferris, why don't we adjourn to the faculty lounge? Of course, we can go over your future budgetary plans over a nice cup of coffee. Oh. The inspector turns away, Principal Scalar lagging behind him with a look of pure misery on her face. I wish he'd done this freshman year. With a huff and a frown, Olivia stabs at her lunch tray, treating her Caesar salad like a voodoo doll. Well, look on the bright side. She lowers her silver eyes on me, but remains focused on treating her salad like its namesake. It's senior year, and we're about halfway through. Are you, though? It's still fall. So only have to put up with this place for a couple more months. She lances the largest piece of chicken, twisting her spork roughly. And then what? Then what? I guess, don't really have any concrete plans for after school. What do you mean? You mentioned all that stuff about making a name for yourself. Hello, Heavy Main. I mean, yeah, when I first got here, that was a goal. But honestly, I haven't considered what I was going to do to get there. It's my turn to toy with my meal. You? I plan on getting an art degree. Anything else but that? Well, really? Online, of course. Oh. It's not like I have any other options. The only time I'm worth anything is when there's a brush in my hand. Only classes I'm passing, really, too. I nod my head in understanding, but she's talking about her future. It sounds like more like resignation than a declaration. I at least have something, even if the path to my goal is vague. So we don't get rejected from your archery. Yeah, she is Lady Hitler after all. The morose mood leaves me at a loss for words. Damn it. I was hoping to actually use this time to, I don't know, I want to talk to Olivia and ask her something. Or something like that. Steward Mr. Ferris and his workplace politics, dampening the mood. The air between us is awkward as we pick at our lunch. Even after the bell rings and we're forced to finish eating, it's still weird. Even when I ask if Olivia would like a push to history, she just remains silent in thought. Olivia's been quiet for about 5 minutes now. Even though 5 minutes isn't that long a time. Olivia had grown so much chattier as of late, so the silence just felt a bit off-putting to me. A part of me couldn't help but wonder if it's a cold shoulder directed at me, or just remaining nerves from the last conversation. I just realized something. Shit. Alright, now you can't hear the constant buzzing of my computer. Alright, I'm gonna turn that off as well. Okay. I'm gonna focus on this now. A part of me couldn't help. Alright. No use just thinking about it. So, planning for your thoughts, Olivia? Oh, right. Sorry, guess I'm not here right now. What are you thinking about exactly? Olivia lets out a sigh and turns her head upward so that her eyes meet mine. I really got to thinking about what we were talking about earlier. How it seems like neither one of us knows what we'll be exactly doing after school's over. Oh, right. Yeah, that. I haven't really given much thought to the fact that I had essentially dropped a bombshell on both of us. Now that I really stopped to think about it, though, the idea that neither one of us really knows what to do after graduation is concerning. Most seniors at least have a small idea what they'll do after graduation. At least I think. Hell, Liz made a full chart and timeline for herself. I mean, I always figured I'd go to college. That feels so basic, for lack of a better word. There should have been some kind of grander plan on what to do with the next big step in life. University, a career, maybe even starting some kind of family. Those are the kind of plans that come to mind. They're all just simple platitudes at the end of the day, though. Is it even worth making plans? The more I think about it, the more likely it is that something stupid just comes out of left field and wrecks everything. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans and all. So maybe all I can really do is live in the moment. I always hated that sort of thinking. Just be a sitting duck for life to take pot shots at me? Just live pretending death can't show up and take me at any time? Hey, it's Olivia! And friend. Olivia Steffen's in her chair. Oh, hey Maya. Mia, holy sh... Ever since I was corrected on that, my brain wants to go to the wrong answer. Olivia's words are at a hiss as she tries to face away from the crimson-scaled girl. Her hands shakily strain against the wheels of her chair, slowly turning it too. Got a couple questions to ask you, Olivia. Would you like to humor me for a bit? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't. The Parasaurus saunters up, and with the sway of her hips pushes me aside as she takes Olivia's reins from me. What the hell? You're insane if you think we're gonna go anywhere with you. We? She looks down at Olivia and back at me. We? He's funny. We're just going for a little girl talk. No boys allowed. Sorry. You're up for that, right, Liv? She puts a hand on her shoulder and cocks an eyebrow back at me like she knows something. So yeah, we'll just be a moment. Don't worry that pretty little head of yours. I need Mr. Ferris to somehow get involved. I need Inko to just make a scene. I'm left gawking and confused as the two head off in another direction. Olivia doesn't seem to know what to say or do either, so she just goes along with the Parasaur wheeling her away. A part of me wants to give chase, but the side eye that Maya sends back at me forces me to stop. I feel useless as I watch the two turn the corner. My thoughts of what I want to do, going after the pair, are portrayed by my body still frozen by the icy glare from Maya. Damn it. I'll just get to class and ask what this is all about later. By the time I get to Procling's history class, I'm half expecting to find Olivia already waiting for me. Some kind of remark primed and ready to be spoken at me. But instead, she isn't there. I reluctantly take my seat, tapping my foot impatiently. Even when the bell comes and goes, there's still no sign of her. Shit. I shouldn't have let Olivia go for alone. What the hell was I thinking? I really don't want to cut class, but I can't afford anything bad happening to her. Nope, I can't sit and do nothing. I shoot my hand up in the air, causing Miss Procling to pause mid-lecture. Yes, Mr. Nito? Miss Procling, can I be excused? Why? Class barely started a few minutes ago. Because I shat myself. Fuck. I'm halfway out the door already. I shat myself. No one's gonna want to deal with it, so they're gonna let you leave. Where did they go? There's not a soul to be found anywhere. If I were a bitch, where would I harass someone in secret? Shoot, whatever's between them, I hope it isn't turning physical. I mean, she wouldn't... Would she? My hands clutch tighter and tighter as I focus on walking faster. Finally, something snaps me out of my trance. The faint sound of squeaking metal. I've heard that sound before. I turn towards the source just behind the door of a nearby classroom. Judging by the paraphernalia covering the door, I think this is the algebra room. I grab the handle and haphazardly throw the door open, praying that I'm not about to rudely interrupt a teacher for the second time today. Looks like shit. How am I? Should be happy it's done. Two heads turned to me in a mix of anger and surprise. And they're the heads of the girls I was looking for. It was like a sudden three-way standoff. I was definitely not intended to be a factor in whatever this is. I really should have thought, oh, is the reason why this mess goes on is because Mia, motherfucker, Mia is the one actually making this mess? Is that the thing that's going on right now? Where every time Ben brings up, oh, you know, I'm cleaning up Olivia's mess, it's actually been Mia's mess. Thank Raptor Jesus she's okay. What the fuck are you doing here? Oh, they agree. How cute. I should ask you two the same question. Oh my... Look, Baldy, now's not the time. Don't talk to him like that. Yeah, or what? I told you not to be followed. You were there when we left. He just heard you screaming like a maniac. I've been forgotten already. Hey! Why are you two in an empty classroom yelling at each other? The two fall definitely silent, unwilling or unable to speak. I know it's a piece of paper in Mia's hand. It's like, it looks like something's drawn on it. The style is different, but it's unmistakably one of Olivia's works. Mia, why do you have her drawing? The Parasar stops blinking for a few seconds before shoving the paper in her jacket. Before I can question any further, Olivia speaks up. Inko, why did you come here? You seem like you're in trouble? How touching. Well, we're all in trouble now. We? Yeah, dumbass. I don't have time for this. Hot Wheels, fill him in. What's the big issue? Olivia claws at her armrest again. She looks ready to cry. Hey, where'd all your vicious bravado go? Are you afraid to tell him? Afraid of what he'll think? Shut up! Precious. Fine, I'll say it. Mia turns to me with a malicious grin. I know about what this prick did during the yearbook art contest. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't give two shits, but then it hit me. Holy shit, she can just get away with it. Now, how crazy is that? She pauses, goading me to say otherwise, but I bite my tongue. Like a shark smelling blood, she starts circling me, continuing her taunts. Then one thing leads to another. Now we're helping each other out. After all, if the school found out, it'd leave a permanent mark on her unemployable ass. What? Yours too, probably, since you're involved in all. My teeth creak painfully from my clenched jaw, and yet the blood drained from my face. I'm talking about her record, you mouth breather. Art's her big break, right? Skipping the whole rigmarole, the gist of it's simple. So Olivia draws up some BS group projects for me and some of my friends, turns them in, and makes sure the whole incident goes away. I'm answering back some of the feeling in my consciousness. Just long enough to defy her. But that's blackmail. That's cheating. That's wrong. Oh my god, that's fucking precious. Mia blinks a few times before turning to look at Olivia, then back at me, and then back to Olivia. What, are you disappointed in her now? I bet you made her prinky swear she would never do anything like that again. She leans closer to me, Fox whispering. Well, sorry to break the news, Inko, but your friend here is a liar. Don't listen, I wouldn't be. She was threatening me. Threatening? Honey, if we were swapped, you'd see my ass hang. All I'm doing is making things better for the both of us. Not my fault you try to get away with cheating. You think a cripple like you would have more shame than that? I watch Olivia's eyes start twitching. Mia's really starting to get to her. I can't let her keep talking to her like that. Mia, just stop it, okay? She really doesn't need this right now. Can't you just both walk away and pretend this never happened? Shit, Inko, you're good. Huh, you hear that, Olivia? Wait, but I didn't mean... Olivia's staring at me with a look of betrayal that threatens to tear my heart in two. God damn it, why can't I just stop talking for once? Mia waves me off, trying to face her target once more. I bet you'd love to walk away from this, but things just don't work out that way, do they? And that's why you didn't want Inko knowing you're still a dirty cheater. Shut up! Oh, relax, it's not a big deal. No, I'm sick of this. You already made it. Art's my big break? You're only doing this because art is all I have. Your record is fucked. You lose nothing when we get caught. It's Tuesday for you. But me, it's all I have. You're embarrassing yourself. You know, I can't lift or run or carry or dance or fucking anything you can do on a daily basis without even thinking about. I can't even do anything else because these fucking legs and this fucking chair. Why can't any of you just leave me alone? I just want to draw for God's sakes. Maya rolls her eyes and takes a step closer to Olivia. That's a nice outburst and all, sweetie, but I really thought you were smarter than this. Olivia wipes away at her eyes with her sleeve. What? Me takes another step forward. Think, handbag. Would I really go through the trouble of making you do this junk for middling grades? If your work were crap, you wouldn't have a record to hold over you. Everyone knows you're the best artist in this place. You're just a retard about it. Olivia's mouth hangs open, but no words come out. You're the kind of idiot to let this sort of comment get to you, so let me be the first to say it. Congratulations, Olivia. You have a fan. Anyways, Inko. Oh crap. Distractions aside, you're in on it now too. You don't want Olivia to starve now, would you? Her words, not mine. Say a damn word about any of this and she's doomed. Do you understand me? I try to muster up words of defiance, but just past Mia's stare of death, I spot Olivia's horrified expression. Hello, Baldy. I'm waiting for your answer, Skinny. I honestly don't know what to do or say in this situation. No. Excuse me? Let me think this over with Olivia. Think this over? You dense or something? This is a simple yes or no question. You can't seriously freaking run. Mia purchases the bridge versus Newton and lets out a tired sigh. Fine. The two of you talk it over and reach some kind of resolution. But that don't change the fact of what I said earlier, Inko. Don't say I don't do nothing nice. But think carefully, amigo. You both got a hell of a lot more to lose than I do. Mia only gives me and Olivia one final glance before unceremoniously leaving the room. It takes me a bit to recover my thoughts. I never thought Mia would go this far. And Olivia right now, she must be. I stand from the floor, slowly approaching the alligator. She looks like a mess. Why? Why'd you have to come in here? I'm sorry, I was just so worried about what Mia could have been doing to you, and I want to make sure you were all right. Olivia grips her armrests. I was all right. I had it handled with Mia. But to basically be your slave doing all her work? Not all of it, just whatever she needs to pass. I'll take the seat next to her, there. She assured me that she'd go to Scalar and spill everything. And Scalar knew that I swapped the art, so you know that it was with you. Couldn't let her do that to us, so I got desperate. Told her I'd do anything that she'd wanted. That's got mixed up with her. I let out a deep and heavy sigh. Olivia, I can understand why, but I heard how Mia was treating you before I even came in. Even when you're doing her work to save her skin, she's still treating your art, and more importantly, you, like garbage. My words ripped right through the gator girl's fragile heart, her face contorting in a fierce snarl even as her eyes grow wet. You're miserable. You know that. Olivia looks away from me, her face scrunching up in tears as well in her eyes. I just don't know what to do. I don't even know I can trust her to keep her word. And now that you know what's going on, Mia has a noose around both our necks. The gravity of the situation settles in. It feels like something in me is both frozen over and ablaze. There's only 6 months left in the semester. It's not like she's asking for something impossible. Her eyes regain some fire, she smiles. I'll just have to tough it out. Keep making it hard to shut her up until this whole stupid thing can blow over. She's going through this for so long, she's still... That's just... I'm out of options, and so is she. I just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. Why not tell Scalar about what Mia's making you do? Scalar, are you out of your mind? You saw how she handles things around here, especially with the auditor breathing down her neck. I'm trying to avoid getting caught. Right. Okay. The con? For a split second, I see her mask crack, her real worry evident in those silver eyes shaking. No. Olivia makes a show of clearing her throat. Mr. Khan does not need to hear about this either. You know he'd be able to. I can do this on my own. Her balled up fists quake wildly after they slam onto her armrest, and the Gator Girl does her best to hide her wins. I really don't think we can fix this if we're not working together. There's nothing to fix. I told you, I have it under control. Just please, Inko, I need you to trust me on this. Don't ruin this for me. I do trust you. Her voice is softening, as if she's been fully drained. I can handle it, I told you. Her fists unfurl and continue shaking. I take one of her hands, ignoring her indignant sputters as I delicately cradle in my palm. Her protest dies down into a pained whine when my thumb ever so slightly presses down on a joint. All this time you've been doing your best, Olivia. My soft words draw an even softer breath from her. Mia's had me drawing for her group almost daily. Must hurt a lot after so long. Maybe it does. But it's something I can't work through. Why can't you trust me to help then? It's not that I don't trust you, Inko. It's that I did trust everyone else. So please stop asking about fixing me. Or fixing things, I mean. Is that what this is about? Olivia's burning out at this point. She's already hurt badly. I can feel her hand still shaking. It's beyond the point that either of us can handle alone. I let go of Olivia's hand, watching as she takes back her hand and settles it against her chest. I hook a nearby chair leg with my foot and drag the seat closer. Close enough that I can sit down right next to her, the Broniacs. Inko? I find that being next to her like this makes it easier for what I'm about to say. Breathe in. Breathe out. Meeting your eyes once again, I speak my honest thoughts. Mr. Khan can help Olivia. Her teeth grind together, though contemplating mauling my face off. Please hear me out. I want to trust you, Inko, but I'm just scared that the Khan will hate me forever for this. He's the only one that ever made me feel like my art is worth something. I can't lose him. Look, we can get you out of this. Of course, the Khan will understand, even go to bat for you. And if you're the one to speak up, it means you're the one getting back at Mia. She won't have power over you. I can't just give it all up like this. How can I trust you with my entire future? You've nothing to lose. I have everything. Can you trust a Khan? Will he really just let that happen? Mia has no reason to not throw you under the bus. Does he? Of course not. Mr. Khan is... He's the only teacher that's never given up on me. I'm here with you too. You're not alone, Olivia. But you need to accept our help. Please. Olivia looks me in the eyes for a few seconds before sharply snapping her face downward. Her body then begins to quiver, almost as if she's trembling with a mixture of cold and fear. Olivia. Get her from my chair and reach out to grasp her shoulder, try and comfort her somewhat. It's okay. I'm here for you. Olivia's shaking lessens, giving me hope that my words were starting to reach her. But not 2 seconds after those thoughts crossed my mind, Olivia's shaking resumes once again. Shaking followed by sniffling, at which point I noticed tears rolling down Olivia's snout and falling right into her lap. Before I can finish my words, Olivia lunges forward and wraps her arms around my abdomen, bringing me forward and burying her face into my stomach. At which point, she only lets out what I can describe only as a pain-filled wail. At first, I'm left utterly frozen in place, hands raised and eyes widen. Nothing in my life has ever prepared me for a situation like this. No, Inko, you know what to do. I place my other hand on Olivia's other shoulder and slowly take a single knee, bringing me to eye level with her. Then, without saying a word, I tie in my embrace, allowing arms to wrap around my neck as I wrap my arms around hers. My waist is being pulled closer by her bow-like tail has become an impromptu belt harnessing me to the gator girl. There is distinct thumping on my chest, rhythmic and relaxing. The realization that it's her heart sets my face ablaze. It also brings a smile to my lips. I close my eyes and let myself become lost in the warmth of Olivia's embrace. When we break apart, I check in our time limit. My phone says there's still 20 minutes before school's out. Hopefully the con has a free period right now. You ready? Olivia gives a small nod. I get up and start towards the door. The door held open with the back of my shoe. I look back to her. As Olivia was over, she grunts feet push. Oh crap, I'm an idiot. Once she reaches me, Olivia gives me a meaningful look. Though I don't really get its intent till her tail wraps around my waist. Oh, right. Olivia's taking Olivia's reins for her. We start towards our art teacher's room in companionable silence. Man, I can't wait to just go home and relax. Maybe open a bag of chips. Olivia's tremblings has fallen to a 2 on the Richter scale, so that's nice. She's seen enough Mia to last a while, and so have I. She'd probably kill us if she saw us sneaking off. We're near the end of it all. It's nearly over. It's the first bit of quiet that we get. Just the sounds of Olivia's and I walking through the halls. Olivia's gripping my wrist pretty hard. Guess she's still pretty tense. So maybe there's a massage place around here. That'd be pretty nice right now. Wait a second. I knew it. Just sounds of Olivia and I walking through the halls. Something ancient awakens in me. An icy chill races down my spine as if there's a knife poised just behind my neck. The gator girl tenses, head stiffly turning. Her pupils slowly shift to mine, and their contraction to pinpoints brings attention to the danger my ancestral instincts are warning me about. Sup? You two trying to run a fight or flight? Reflexes kick in, zero thoughts on my head. My body chose to just book it. Wham! For a moment, I wonder if the deafening noise of the metal doors being hit is from me as punching in rage, or accidentally slamming into it, chasing after us. When I catch you, I will eviscerate you and every last thing you love. Fuck! The elevator finally begins its descent downwards. As soon as they said, oh yeah, only the noises of me and Olivia, I was like, oh, we're fucked. If you're new here and wondering what I'm doing right now, I am sending this picture to the 2 friends. There we go. Damn, she's just going. Yep. Deserved. Exactly. My arm stings from Olivia's razored grip. Good thing I have a jacket. Her claws have shredded the sleeves. I think it may have even drawn blood. I shake my arm a bit and Olivia retracts her hands apologetically. Sorry. Sorry. Oh god. Are you okay? No. No, I'm not. What happens when we reach the bottom? Mia will be waiting for us. Olivia moves the key from its slot. It won't open. Just don't make any noise. The elevator reaches the bottom. Just Olivia said without the key, the outmoded chamber suddenly powers down. Silence. There's a small gap under the door letting light in. There's nobody there. We sit in the dark. Empty cabin for what feels like minutes. I'm pressed close to Olivia while we wait it out. I can feel her tail wrap around my ankle, which thankfully won't rip my clothes apart. The phrase 7 minutes at heaven surfaces in mine and is buried immediately. It's a bit warm in here. Heavy, rapid footsteps zone in on us, accompanied by the sound of ripping papers. Mia's destroying everything on the wall. You fuckers had better still be in there. If you cowards run away, so help me, Raptor Jesus. She's right in front of the door. I hear her heavy breathing and a soft thud as she attempts to put her ear to the door a few times. I try to stay as silent as possible or not, but I'm afraid that the homicidal parasaur can hear my heart hammering in my chest in pants crapping horror. Mia, with no intention to vent her frustration verbally, resorts to the next best thing: physical therapy. We're surrounded by the sounds of ripping paper, dented lockers, and drywall fracturing. On occasion, something hits the elevator door again. Olivia and I don't dare move. I hear other voices. Mia's drawn attention to herself. Who the fuck are you looking at? Do you want one less horn? Find someone quick. I fucking swear I've had it with that fucking luggage case on wheels. Good luck paying when you're eating through a straw. Bitch legs, crockett cunts. Olivia takes a sharp breath. Silence. What was that sound? It sounds like a series of sharp cracks. Hey, whoa, hey, it's all cool. It's not what it looks like. It's, rapid footsteps echo from down the hall. Is she gone? What the fuck could have scared me off like that? Is that essentially a cow prod? There's a light knock on the elevator door. Hey, anyone in there? Sounds exhausted, but it's definitely the con. By now, my eyes have adjusted to the light. Olivia's relief is palpable and shared. My body's finally relaxing. It's practically melting against the wall of the tiny elevator. We're gonna have to tell the con. Safe to come out. It's all clear. Well, looks like a stick of dynamite went off here, but otherwise it's fine. Look at Olivia, who stares at the key in her hand. She moves to unlock the elevator, but this is a choice. This is in the release date trailer. I thought this is going to be at their house or whatever, but nope, it's the elevator. I think her teacher is able to sense it since his tired voice carries the weight of his word. Everything will be okay, I promise. She doesn't put it in, she just stares. You don't know that. Olivia whispers softly. I can barely make it out. God, please. Putting that key in and opening up means telling the con everything. There's no way Mia's letting this slide. Nothing is a safe bet. Nothing be said for sure. She can't do nothing, and she can't do nothing either. So she looks to me, as if I'd have an answer. The key is offered to me, delicately held between two of her claws. So, let me just tell you my thought process before we probably have to go back on this one. The only reason I don't take the key is just that she doesn't. And the only reason I take the key is that I'd want both of us to, like, put that key to the thing. Because that's what I'd want, is I want her to do it. Or if I do accept the key, I want it to be a thing of, like, I take the key, but I'm holding her hand as well, and we both bring it up to the thing. My hands cup hers, eliciting a small gasp from the girl. Even with the darkest lens of my shades, I can still make out her moon-silver eyes filled with the worries of this past month. Worries she's endured because of our friendship, and possibly more. Inko. My fingers curl softly, pushing the key back into her palm. My lip moves, but no sound comes out. They'll understand, Olivia. Either from my unspoken words or my comforting grip, Olivia is able to gather her courage. Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! We share a simple nod, and her hand finally moves to the panel. With the key inserted and twisted, the dark room shudders briefly before the metal door finally starts to slide open. Marie, by the side of her teacher, looking very haggard, his brow slick with sweat and holding some strange black rod. In the end, it's her decision to make. Yep. Olivia reels back to the side of the odd baton. Thanks for saying this, Mr. Khan. Don't thank me just yet. I'm going to need an explanation for all of this. So is Principal Scalar, for that matter. He steps aside and motions with the elevator for a wave of the broad stick. Come along now. Give the Danish some time to take care of the mess. Holy shit, it looked like Mia tried to sort everything within her reach in the hallway. On the ceiling, a pipe is leaking water intended for fountains and toilets. Group of diners in overalls around the corner look absolutely pissed. Our teacher waves at us and begins escorting us to his room. All the adrenaline has faded now, and all I can feel is the acute pain in my arm. Olivia's hand reaches back behind her head to the arm that she had grabbed, and her finger daintily loop around the spot. She looks back, her mouth shut tight, but her sympathetic eyes telling me she's sorry. I nod back with a comforting smile. Sure, it hurt, but I knew she didn't mean it. We look forward again to the door of Decan's classroom. Olivia sighed and resigned herself to explain everything to our teacher. Olivia looked ready to collapse. She had taken the better part of an hour explaining Mia's extortion in full detail to Mr. Decan. He grabbed Olivia's canteen and handed it to her. She greedily chugs the entire thing, gasping after and rubbing her sore throat. It was hard to get a read on what our teacher was thinking. His brow was furrowed, his fingers steepled, and he was muttering to himself. Finally, with a deep sigh, he stands from his desk and looks at his exhausted girl. I had a feeling something was going on, but to this extent, you should have come forward sooner. I know, but we're here now, aren't we? Fair point. Still, I'm concerned you thought nobody would notice. I didn't think anyone would care to look. Those assignments go through dozens of eyes, you know. What do you mean? Your style, Olivia. I saw it from a mile away and I was just waiting for you to talk to me. You knew? Why didn't you say anything? I wanted it to come from you. Oh, Decan, you are the best, but you gambled. And I could have fucked up that gamble for you so hard, my guy. Don't worry, I'm not about to lecture you. Raptor Jesus knows you've had enough of that already. I'm glad you two are okay. Yeah. I thought she was actually going to kill us. Decan shakes his head before he smiles softly at us. Have some faith in the faculty here. We do our best for you. With what we have on Mia now, we can justify watching her like a hawk from here on. Anybody else you was harassing ought to thank you. Are you serious he's actually getting in trouble for this? At this point, we'd look bad if we didn't punish Mia for this kind of behavior. That's a relief. Come on, you two can hunker here until school clears out. You sure? You were going to stay after like always anyways, right? Yeah. The loud noise makes me stumble to the floor. Mr. Decan! Whoops. Decan looks at the device in his hands. Is that a taser? There's a piece of tape on it with something written on it. Esther's protocol? Anyway, I'm going to run and get some things done. They're going to want my account on paper pretty soon. May as well knock it out of the way. With no care at all, Mr. Khan chucks the electric weapon onto his desk before turning to his doorway. Don't burn the place down, alright? Alone, I go sit near the back of the classroom. Looking out the window, I finally let out a huge sigh I've been holding in. Olivia rolls over to join me, and surprisingly, she's smiling. You were right, Inko. I could trust him. We sit in silence, just looking out the window. When school lets out, we watch the crowd of students going home. I don't see me in the crowd, but that doesn't matter. I think despite it all, Olivia's life is going to be just a bit easier after today. While students trickle out of the school, Olivia takes a chance to unwind. Coroner, I'm assuming you're still here, because I don't think you're starting to work till later, but, it's when Olivia switched Inko's art for her own, and it was the whole thing of it could be used as fraud. And then because no one knew that was Olivia's work, but they figured out it wasn't Inko's because Inko immediately said to Ben, "This ain't mine," and then Ben went to talk to faculty to get it all sorted out. But Olivia's intent was to destroy Inko, because again, he's just, why did she do that? Because then Olivia would have to do all the work for Mia, because she was essentially doing all the classwork for Mia and her friends. Or you're asking why Olivia did it. Olivia did that because she just thought that Inko was just another selfish prick. And she was like, yeah, fuck him. He's just gonna be a self-centered piece of shit that has his head up his ass. And I finally may, well, I may as well just screw him over. That explanation still feels a bit weird. I might have to go through that scene again. Yeah, no, that was why that happened. This was early on. This is like 5 hours ago, 5 or 6 hours ago. I figured it'd be best to let her rest as I saw her drooping eyelids finally shut. She looked cute, just napping idly in her wheelchair, except for the weird bellowing. It was like a snore, except I could feel it vibrating through the floor. With the clouds hiding the sun and the classroom lights turned off, I could do with some shut-eye too. But I can't bring my eyes closed. Instead, I look out the window. The layer of clouds overhead steadily grows more dense, casting a darker shade on everything. Light raindrops prick against the glass. Crap. I really should have brought my umbrella. As a few minutes go by, they're rolling closer and closer, blocking out the sunlight. If Olivia were awake, she'd think this was pretty neat. I look back to her. Maybe I could nap too. Just a little. No. What was... Oh. My eyes are drawn upward to the heavy clouds in the sky. In moments, the glass in the window is assailed by numerous heavy droplets of rain. Holy moly. The trees outside are billowing almost aggressively. Several small branches are stripped away in the torrential downpour. An umbrella would not have helped with this. Huh? What? My phone's blaring an alarm. So is Olivia's. Instructions to shelter in place for several hours. The classroom door is thrust open quickly. Mr. Takan is back, panting hard and clothes drenched. I feel like this is his natural state at all times when he's not at home. Or even at home, he's like this. Like, this is just him. Just tired. He takes our moment of surprise to compose himself as best as he can. Sorry about that. The faculty's doing a sweep of the campus right now. Finally, there's a monsoon scare right now. Monsoon, does that happen here? Takan gestures to his drenched outfit and out the window as if to ask if Mia had clocked me out on the head after all. Right. Are we gonna be alright? Oh, of course. Schools design shelters for the worst disasters. Yeah? At my old school, they had 3 buildings connected by an underground tunnels. It was pretty cool. If anything, you're safer here than at home. But the hallways outside is open, isn't it? I just finished putting up the cover. I just finished putting the cover up. A cover? Just keep close to the wall, yeah? What do we do now? Takan shakes his phone at us. Shelter in place. We're all stuck here for a few hours. Olivia reaches into her bag and pulls out her drawing book and a well-used pencil. Actually, why don't you use this time to catch up with some schoolwork? I'm sure you have some work from other classes still pending. I can't think of a better time to tackle them than now. But today's been rough. Can't I do this or finish my nap instead? That's fine too, but aren't you falling behind grade-wise in some of your other classes? Olivia. Answer the fucking question, Olivia. That's not an answer. Oh, fine, I'll catch up on some of that work. Takan gives a single nod and smiles. Olivia puts away her drawing materials and instead pulls out her bulky mathematics books, which she sets on the table with more force than necessary, followed by her notebooks. With some hesitation on her part, Olivia sets herself to work. Meanwhile, I bring myself closer to her in case you want some help. Oh. After a few minutes, it's clear her mind and spirit isn't into the work one bit. She constantly fidgets, taps her pen on the table, and looks around the room and out the window. Eventually, she lets out a groan and slams her book shut. Ugh, this sucks. Can I please do something else? Takan, who had been busy himself with grading some paperwork, snaps up away from his work and looks at Olivia rubbing his chin. Well, there is one other thing you could help out with. Would need both of your help with it. Could even consider it a new extra assignments. What do you say? I don't know, today's been pretty rough and absolutely, I'll do it. Alright. Wonderful, it's back here. He starts walking to the back of the room and waves to the two of us to follow him. Oh, something in the dark room? Oh man, I thought we wouldn't get to do anything in there until the last few weeks of the semester. Are we getting a head start on this new section? Maybe we'll be making prints, learning about C41 and... Huh? Oh, Olivia's poking my back. Quit it of the cinematic gate. You're going too slow. Oops. I shake the excitement off and head into the dark room. Takan holds the door open for the two of us to enter. The inside glows at vibrant crimson lights. Crimson. Takan's suit appears to light up in the red lights, so does my shirt. I've only actually been in the dark room once before. This is so cool. I clasp my hand together. So, what are we developing? We? This is an important job just for you. Alright, I'm ready for it. What am I developing? Your lower back. There's a click of a switch, and the red lights switch to normal lights, and properly illuminate the room. There's boxes over there. I need one at each station around the room, but they're too heavy for me. If you can, of course. Legally, I can't make you do any of this. Do I at least get extra credit? You get one of the bags. You get one of the bags of chips I keep hidden in my desk. Fine. Nice. Come on, Olivia. We should clear the way for him. There actually is something in the box we need in a bit. The two of them move back to the entrance, and I'm faced with the myriad boxes I'll have to carry. Looks like there's about 10. They're medium-sized. Look like you could fit a table lamp in them. How heavy can they... You never think that thought. You never think that thought with boxes. Lift up your knees, Zencha. I'm gonna suck. Look at Olivia, and she already has her phone out and pointed my way. Damn it. I shift my legs and try again. Hurt! I actually managed to get this thing off the ground. This must weigh at least 70 pounds. What are these loaded with? Bricks? Something like that. Careful, they're fragile. Finally, I get the last box in its place. I pick a chair and collapse in a heap. My muscles are on fire. Though, to be honest, I don't know if I could have done all that at the beginning of the year. Guess I'm getting stronger. Khan walks back into the dark room with a small black toolbox. Oh good, you're done. Calm down and take a breather. That looked tough. Try there. Stay here. Olivia shows up in the doorway behind Khan. I'm surprised you didn't use the cart. I'm surprised you didn't either, Inko. Why do you do this to me? What cart? Khan, I like you. You're a fucker, but I like you. Before you get started, Minko, you didn't ask. But I hate you. That's the spirit. Olivia stifles her laugh into a snickering snort fest. Your mood will improve when you see just what you've been carrying. Oh? He grabs a box cutter from herself and slices the top of one open. Our teacher pulls out what looks like a large overhead lamp from the box. Oh, sweet. So that means you'll be making your own prints for midterms. That sounds awesome. Man, I can't wait to... But before any of that, these need to be assembled. The rest of the parts are taken from the first box and set down meticulously. Olivia's gone curious as she's rolled up to the station handling one of the funnier looking pieces. Anywho, here you two go. Wait, 2? Yes, 2. Don't think I didn't notice you were watching Inko so much. Oh, Dakan. The stammered denial from Olivia does nothing to wipe the tiki grin from our teacher's face. What about you, Mr. Dakan? I'll be right back. He makes his way to the door again. Get started without me. I need to go fetch some things. Before either Olivia or I can speak up, he's left the room. Olivia already has the toolbox open on her lap. Right then. Grab the fold-up instructions laid out, seeing the details of the bizarre device fully assembled. Okay, so... Thunk. Step 1. Hand me the next piece. Oh, did I scare you? Yes, you scared me! These things are heavy! What if you drop that on some... I didn't, though. But what if I didn't, though? But you could have. And I didn't. Olivia Taylor reaches for some brackets, and I grab the limb before she can take them. Hold on, we gotta do some things. Do things right, or the enlarger might not work right. She retracts her tail from the table. You're no fun. It's just an oversized lamp. That's a gross oversimplification. You're a gross You're a gross oversimplification. God bless this gator. Oh. Khan's gonna make you use the one you break. That just means I can sketch more, right? Well, I mean, you can't predict and learn about photography. Photography is your thing, so it doesn't really apply to much. So it doesn't really apply to me much, does it? Well, maybe that's the case for you, but photography is my thing. It's the whole reason I took this class after all. Oh, sorry. It's nothing. Olivia politely rests her hands in her lap, her eyes linger on the box of parts. Well, how does it work then? The print enlarger? She shakes her head. Photography. Like, why the giant lamp thing? It's all digital today, right? Huh? I think that's the first time someone's actually asked me about it. Sure, I've had a lot of mid-shower rehearsals explain my hobbies and their cultural significance to others, but none of that's coming to me right now. It's all about shot composition, and this machine is part of the production of it. Getting the right things in the right places at the right time to invoke a certain feeling. Composition is a thing in painting too, you know. I'm ill-prepared for Olivia's comeback. Yeah, but it's a lot easier to pick the composition you want. You don't have to worry about any other factors other than yourself. With photography, you have to build the set to get a good photo. That's the fun of it. But why would you want to limit yourself like that? Why not just draw whatever you're taking a photo of? Why not just draw whatever you're taking a picture of instead? You could express all kinds of things you could never express a photo. Olivia taps a claw on the imager, metallic ping echoing in the small room. What sets all this junk apart from just lines on a page? The technique! The vision! She smirks at my petulant comment. Fine, I'll show her. I'll prove to you that this takes some skill. I hold the lighting portion up, making sure it's at the right angle and fasten the last portion of the enlarger in it. I plug the machine in and flip the switch, happy that it works right and lights up the entire base. Olivia looks at me with confusion as I move to the entrance of the room and flick the switch, bathing the room in bright red again. Going back to our workspace, I pulled the developed negatives from my backpack and slot the slide I want into the carrier. And ta-da! The negative carrier in place in the machine, a blurry gray blob is projected onto the base. What? Give me a minute. I hold the manual under the light of the light to the side of the blob, checking which knob is which and slowly turn them. As the lens billows shift, the Rorschach test transforms, gaining more definition until finally becomes the spinning image of the school's front entrance. I can even do this. I take out the negative and place another on top it before sliding the carrier back in, while also increasing the strength of the light. The image displayed is now the entrance of a half-dozen semi-transparent students in front of it. What did you do? I overlapped another shot. The backgrounds are the same and I doubled up, so I had to intensify the light, otherwise the entrance would be too dim. So, that would take me a few minutes to do, tops. Look a lot better too. She smirks, but I think she's feigning her apathy this time. Her tail gives her away. It's a lot more technical, I guess, but I only know how to do this kind of stuff from DeCon's lectures about negatives. What else can you do with this thing? I don't know, but... What's that oh shit! I pulled the negative carrier and winced at how hot it is. Crap, shit. Olivia's quick to rip the plug from the socket. With my sleeve, I open the carrier up and see I've managed to melt the two negatives together. Oh man, I was gonna use that. Although where can I go messing up trying to prove something? Olivia's never gonna let me live this down. The green gator girl lays a sympathetic hand on my shoulder to my surprise. Hey, shit happens. I really learned a lot of paintings in the past too, you know? Shakes the reels from the warm metal plane, holds them up to the red lights, trying to see through them. And you've got more shots on this thing. Yeah, but I like those shots. Then go retake them. It's not that easy, like, it has to be the exact same time and weather and... lighting? The abrupt darkness coincides with the vague ambient sound of the ventilation shaft shuddering to a halt. The blackness is all encompassing. I can't even see Olivia, who I know is right next to me. Inko? Her voice helps me confirm that we're still alive in some fashion. But there's a shakiness in her tone, which sends a tense rattle down my spine. Our breathing is the only noise. as if it's been encapsulated in a void of nothingness. I'm still here. I know that. I put my hand down to brace her shout, feeling the still warm metal of the enlarger base. But, yeah, I guess the school lost power. I feel something covering my hand, and then squeeze. Painfully. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry. The pressure lessens, but she doesn't let go of my fingers. No, it's fine. There's a subtle shake in the scaly limb in my hand. When I brush my thumb across it, the limb eases. Hey, stop that. Stop what? Just that. Stop that thing you're doing with my hand. I shrug. And then want to slap my face when I realize she can't see that. Alright. Staying here in the darkness of the dark room isn't getting us anywhere. We should go and find... Wham! Inko! Olivia! Ah! My instincts kick in. I hop back to make space between us and the killer. I turn my back to them to become a defensive wall. I wrap my arms around Olivia's head to make sure she's 100% protected. Hey, it's me, Mr. Dakan. Took a bit to find a flashlight with how this room is. I look up to the shining white pterodactyl pointing the flashlight at his own face. Oh. Get off me, you git! Oof. Look, I'm not paying you two to get frisky in the closet. That's what Trigum's class is for. We're not paying, we're not for... So I guess in Trigum's class, things get heated. Khan holds up a pale hand, his grin widening. Relax, I'm just joking around. He leans against the doorway to get a better look inside the dark room with his flashlight. Power's out for the whole block, and apparently our backup generator is decades old and is only keeping the AC on. Someone should get fired for that. Come on, we can wait out in the studio. Olivia follows me out to the main classroom as we trail slowly in Mr. Dakan's wake. The slow sounds of his gait sets a nice contrast to the rain lashing against the windows. Oh, it's really coming down outside. Think it'll flood? It floods here? Sometimes. The ground floor classroom used to have carpets, you know. Dakan starts pulling something out of his desk, but it's too dark to see what. Don't mind me. That junk just sucked away half a year's funding. You ever tried teaching people about watercolors without the friggin' watercolors? It was ridiculous. I remember. I remember you were the most upset. Alright. He set some tiny tea lights down on one of the desks and begins lighting them. The tiny wicks are set alight with the tiniest of embers, providing the bare minimum of illumination for us to see. Won't those trigger the fire alarms? We should be fine. They're just too small by themselves. What are those for? Been saving them for a rainy day. We're going to be stuck for a while, so why not make it a camp out? Camping. I like the sound of that. Won't we get in trouble though? It'd be trespassing, right? It's either this or trying to get home in the storm. As if to illustrate his point, the weather decided to chime in. Besides, schools are usually made with sheltering in mind. There's all kinds of procedures for this, like bringing everyone to the gym and breaking out some really moldy cots. Olivia winces. Those haven't been replaced? Ha! Our budget has been in the red for years, Miss Halford. Oh boy. Part of the reason why we're being scrutinized right now with that whole audit business. Anyway, we're the only ones left on campus, so I'm not going to go through all that trouble. So just relax for an hour. I've already called a taxi for the both of you. The Monarch? Taxi? I made the call as soon as the power went out. It's just going to be a while to get one ready and sent it out. What will we do in the meantime? Our teacher has a wicked grin. You're not done with that homework, right? Ooh, I'm kidding. Time and the storm carry on, yet things are surprisingly calm. Olivia pretends to focus on her work while I pretend to help her, but soon enough Mr. Khan starts sharing wild stories about previous semesters. You know, a few years back, someone tried to take his hat right off his head. Let me tell you, I've never seen a shovel fly that fast. That sounds appropriately violent. Either way, Olivia slowly loosens the facade of productivity, and I joined her not long after. You know, I still owe you for ruining your one coat last year. Oh, forget about it. I have dozens of them in my closet anyway. You too? The eerie ambience from the blackout is quickly overridden by our combined laughter. Eventually we run out of things to say and just quietly wait in each other's company. The Khan slumps downward in his chair. Long day today. He glances out the window, still being assaulted by sheets of rainwater outside. Normally I'm home by now, resting. You two mind if I relax a little here? No, go ahead. Thanks. He stretches behind him, cracking his spine against the groove of the chair. Hello, I've been meaning to say. You're usually so quiet, reserved, isolated even. I've noticed you being a bit more friendly recently. You think so? You've been in my class all 4 years, of course I would know. Maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned, but it hurts to see me a student hurt themselves like that. When you're in the adult world, you see it all the time. When someone's in a rut, they tend to just stay there until their days blend together instead of lifting themselves up. Like they got all the time in the world. So I'm proud of you making an effort, Olivia. Oh, Mr. Khan, don't be flustered, be proud, Olivia. You've managed to form a friendship. Of course, I appreciate you extending an olive branch too, Inko. Me? It's no problem, Mr. Khan. Come on, school hours are over, you can drop the mister. I mean, it's not something to be thankful for, is it? I'm just her friend. It's great to hear, though. You can't always navigate this world alone. Someone to keep company can really help. He can? More than you can imagine. Khan leans forward to place a hand over both of ours. He just barely makes contact with Olivia's wrist when she winces and yanks it back. Shit! Olivia? Are you alright? Oh, I'm fine. That just hurts. I was fine before, though. You've been trying to stay off that wrist all day. Is it that bad? It was feeling better. I even helped build those doohinkies. The print enlargers. He covers his hand with... The print enlargers? He covers his eyes with one hand. He covers his eyes with one hand, of course. Great move. Student's been overworking herself, and I think to give extra physical work. What am I doing? It wasn't your fault. I didn't want to worry you. I had no idea how bad it was. And he leans forward again, gently holding Olivia's wrist, inspecting it, and being careful not to cause any pain. You need to take care of yourself, Olivia. If something were to happen, I know you'd be completely beside yourself. I know. I know you were doing extra work, but how did you even get this bad? It was a lot of extra work. Doing whole group assignments on top of my own. The last 3 weeks, basically all my free time. It's great practice. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Olivia does her best to hide her wincing as the teacher tests her arm. I never would have made it to graduation. All because of that painting you switched. He shakes his head and lets go of Olivia. No, it goes further than that. The pain was all because of the pain you've been going through all these years. All because of that first contest entry hanging in the gala. Your first venture into the art world, and it went how it did. Olivia looks down her hand, stretching the fingers out and in, slowly, carefully. My hand moves without a thought, fingers taking her hand carefully to help in some way or another. You and that painting. Our teacher palms his face and groans in it. into it. It's a genuinely good piece, Olivia. I've told you that so many times. She locks up, manages a small nod. What a horrible chain of events. I've had to witness it all these years. Watch as it's taken your friends, your self-worth, that little smile you had when you first came into my class, and now it's ruining your health. He generally lets go and covers his own eyes again, and I really just sat here and watched it. I was just talking about how people act like they have more time than they have. Dakan, are you alright? I'm super. I'm more than okay. In fact, I've made up my mind about something. You. Take her to the gala, please. There's something I want you to see. You. No words. Just do it, please. I nod. What are you going to show us? He stops at the door. Something you should have seen a long time ago. My shoes sloshed noisily through the flooded hallways as we slowly head back to the main building of the school. Olivia herself had used her arms to tuck her legs. Olivia herself had used her arms to tuck up her legs onto her seat, her head now resting in her knees. Dakan didn't seem to care, each of his steps splashing water around and soaking his slacks. The drains on the floor are working overtime, keeping the water at a minimal level. An unsettling feeling washes over me as we enter the atrium. The interior of the school pitch black from the lack of lighting. At least we aren't dealing with wet floors, but navigating the halls in the dark is a new difficulty. Olivia brought her phone, but its flash as a light to... Brought her phone, using its flash as a light to shine our way, but I'm still unnerved. The only sound I hear is the squelches of my shoes and the awkward dripping from both Olivia and I. And it was then that I realized Dakan had left us behind. Mr. Dakan? Her voice bounces down the dark halls of the school. Do you see where he went? Kinda, I think he went that way. I could just make out Olivia's hand pointing thanks to her phone towards the school offices. I keep pushing Olivia, though taking my time as I feel my shoes threaten to slip with each step I take. It's slow going. Between the eerie darkness and my slow steps, what should have taken us a minute at most takes about 3 minutes for us to arrive at the gala. Well, we're here. The storm rages against the glass ceiling. What's normally the source of the hall's natural lighting is completely obscured by the typhoon. And there's still no sign of Dakan. I withdraw my phone and turn its flashlight on too, in the hopes to improve the situation. I can hear something else, aside from us in the rain. Something that's getting closer. A tiny red light in the distance, there, with the sound. The tiny ember bounces and sways in rhythm with the odd tapping, until... I'm frozen for a second. The thought forces its way through me. He would never hurt us. Dakan, what are you doing? Something is kicked aside. It's Olivia's painting from the art contest a few weeks back. It smacks loudly against the glass casing of the display case. These are the ones, yeah? What? I'm ignored. Dakan staring right at Olivia. She's also struck fearful, but she nods. Dakan takes a deep breath, faces the display. What are you gonna do with that? Hey. Dakan, wait, this is a bit extreme, isn't it? Ah. She's free. Olivia. It's gone. Both of them. That should have been done long ago. Yeah. Decon, it's crazy. I know. With the other things in the case, who fucking cares? Those students graduated ages ago. You know how many still do art? None. If they're collateral so someone else can, fine by me. But Olivia, you got no other big paintings now, do you? She shakes her head. That's a shame. Look what I just did. I can make another. Yes, that's what I need to hear. You make me so proud to hear that. You remember? In sophomore year when you challenged me to think of something I wanted to do and set a goal to do it? Of course. Couldn't think of anything back then. There's been one thing I've been wanting to do for a while now. And like you said, some company could really help. Olivia grips my hand just a little tighter. Promise not to laugh? Never. Would you mind asking me again, Decon? Sure. I believe it was, if you could leave right now and go do anything you wanted, what would you want to do? Anything at all? Yep. I want to go see a fountain and paint it for you. Fucking brilliance. There's a fountain here? There's a park not too far from here. You can barely see a fountain in the corner of it from the window. You can't see it right now in the storm, but I want to go there. I think I know of it. The one in Stig Equestrian Park? That's wonderful, Olivia. Decon stumbles a bit. I wrestle him with shoulder, some shards of glass crunching under my feet. Good things the power is out. No cameras up or anything. Won't you get in trouble for this? I'm always in trouble for something. And ordinarily, I just take the hit. So as for something like this. That Mia chick can take the fall. To hell with her. Olivia manages another smile. I'm looking forward to that painting. You better get it to me. I will. And you better help. Of course. Decon motions for us to wait by the school's entrance. For a while, we sit there. Oh. Hey, Frida. Come here. No. Ow. What's wrong? Huh. Do you have one, Decon? Do you have something you want to do? I'm already doing it. No, really. Really. Really, teaching high school is a great job that nobody ever regrets. You suppose that question didn't go there. All the character development, he's barely said a word. Alright, Inkle, what about you? What do I want to do, huh? If I could pick anything, I guess. He's already found true love, though. I don't want to say that just because he's found it. If he were to say, unironically, I want to know what love is, I think I would have chosen that. Because he knows he's in love. He knows he likes Olivia, but because of his upbringing with his parents, he doesn't exactly know how to show it and how to reciprocate it, even though he knows. It's a bit unmanageable. That's just hater talk. Should probably start looking more into the how and not the what. Like you would know, I can totally do it. Sure thing, Mr. Successful. Your blog didn't even have 10 followers. You looked me up? Yeah, got bored. At least follow me if you're gonna cyberstalk me. I'll follow you when you make good content. Also, your interpretation of Godzilla you copied from a video essay sucks and you should feel bad. I copied Akan's motion with the axe and karate chop Olivia's leg. I didn't feel that, jackass. Well, I guess some banter is a form of motivation as well. I'll get quite the promise to uphold now, Inko. Boo. Even with the disses being thrown around, what stood out most was the wild grin on Olivia's face. Between the statico of rain and the uproarious laughter, time seemed non-existent. I could feel the muscles in my face ache, brought on by bouts of laughter and grinning, which made the taxi arrival so disappointing. As we were escorted out to the parking lot, our myth was replaced with something more. Calm, comfortable, an easy quiet that let my thoughts wander back to the things that we said to each other. Back to what our Petro teacher said. Navigating the world alone. For all the time I spent around Olivia and her friends, it never really occurred to me that she'd harbor something like loneliness. I mean, Damien alone is a wild crowd composed of a single madman. And Liz? She's practically the group nannies or something. The driver of the yellow van leans into his horn, and I can feel a baleful leer on me even though the haze of fog and raindrops. Olivia draws her hood up, and I hold my jacket above my head. Final look to Mr. Khan, we thank him. No need for thanks. Seeing my students grow and prosper into adulthood is all the reward this old fossil needs. With a wave, he sends us off into the rain to the irate taximan's van that yells at us about his burning gas. While Olivia works to get herself situated in the cab, I turn back. The con is sagging, meandering back into the building. Oi, hurry up! Right. Been about a week since the typhoon. The days thereafter were surreal, how things just realigned with the old schedule. Dekan was serious when he told Olivia to keep off that wrist. He effectively banned her from paying until it got better. Meaning all week I've been doing our work as a group. It was exhausting. But today, I'm pretty excited. Oh, she's actually blinking in this. Oh, so the last two screenshots I've taken have been a pretty good contrast. That's nice. But today, I'm pretty excited. For the first time, Olivia is actually joining me on the metro. We're headed for the city. It's going to be a bit of a trip. For the last several nights, Olivia has been using my inbox to source sketches ideas while her wrist heals. On Thursday, she even attempted sending a few left-handed sketches, but gave up after the third or fourth malformed rat. Then Liz sent me a game-changing invitation through our group chat. Her uncle has some business in the city, and he told her she can go do something with the time since it's her car. Her uncle has some business in the city, and he told her she can go do something with the time since it's her car. So she's invited the rest of us to join her for lunch at a fancy place. Scott's pretty thrilled. Got me pretty thrilled. Olivia understood the order to stay off of her hand. That doesn't make her less manic about wanting to get back into painting. Why do you agree? Why do you agree if you don't want to go? Well, oh, not this. There we go. Well, a trip to the city won't suck so bad if you're there. Even if I really, really want to start that painting. Today's a good day, and I hope you're all having a good one as well. I got 3 screenshots. 4 actually today. No, sun healing. It won't be much longer, I know it. But the con said you should at least wait until for Monday. Yeah, that too. Besides, I don't want to be around Damien while he's... Poor guy looked positively miserable when I picked Olivia up. He was pale and shaky, and the floor between his feet was left bubbling after a particularly powerful sneeze. Has it ever been that bad? It happens like once a year. It's one reason we don't share a room. Oh, he's fine. Next, he's inebriated. This car is weird. You ride this every day? Yep, this is even my seat. Right next to the folding accessibility seat. What, did you start counting for me before you even met? Maybe. She mouths something and rolls her eyes, but there's a clear smile after she goes back to watching the passing buildings. Compared to a car ride together, this felt a little more intimate. Even if there are more people in close proximity, none of them paid us any mind. Just Olivia and I. Several stations later, the metro grinds to a halt at our stop. Alright, you ready? Yeah. Olivia shoos my hand away when I go to help her out of the metro. We step out into the chilled air of the city. I'm already getting goosebumps. That cold front has really made itself known. We should find Liz quickly before Olivia starts shivering. Are you seeing a long, big green neck anywhere? None that I know of. Great. That sounds awesome. We look around through the alleyway into the closest shops. Maybe she's in the bathroom? I wait around, but I don't want to make Olivia wait in the cold. Did we go to the wrong stop? Just text her already. Crap, right. I'm dumb. What the hey? Where'd you go? A moment later, her head ropes out the door of a nearby coffee shop, followed by the rest of her. Hey, Inko. Glad you guys can make it. Yeah, just got confused. Didn't know you were in the cafe there. Really? I've been there the whole time. I messaged Damien. I went into the cold to escape the cold in. Where's Damien? Oh man, he got nasty sick right before we left. He couldn't make it. But, is he fine? He'll be fine, I think. Oh. Okay. Well, that just throws a wrench into all my plans now, doesn't it? You still have fun without him, right? Yeah, I know, it's just, I was having between the 4 of us. It'd be like a double date. Huh? Yeah, Damien and me, you and Inko. All together for a fancy lunch. Oh, Liz, Olivia and I aren't, well, okay. First, Oh. I'm sorry, I just assumed. Boy, this is embarrassing. Whole day seems like everything's going wrong for me. It's fine. Yeah, well, we just have a good time. I'm still having lunch with friends. I'm sure you guys will love it too. Come on. Notice how Olivia just fucking said nothing during all of that. Liz leads us through the streets, pointing out our destination when it comes into view through the towering skyscrapers. The building is more akin to a narrow spike aimed skyward with a large, disc-like room built near the tip, as an affront to God. And you see that space near the top? It's the restaurant. Oh, isn't there something like that in... Is it San Francisco that has, like, the Golden Gate Bridge. Oh, where's that one weird tower? I'm trying to remember. Like, it's like San Francisco, or I don't think they have it in New York. It's like, but yeah, there is actually a place like that where it is kind of just like the Eiffel Tower, and they just have a restaurant at the top. I think also the Eiffel Tower has a restaurant in one of the things, but not the very top. They built in a way that the whole thing slowly rotates so your view changes while you eat. See the whole city, the ocean, even the mountains. Whoa. I've gone here with my parents all the time as a kid, and I always daydreamed about bringing friends and important guests there and, well, you know, business type stuff. Olivia, get the fuck back over here. This was my first time on my own. Well, you know, yeah. You'll see, there's even a... Wait, hold up. We lost Olivia. Turn around and check for our errant gator friend who's a bit farther behind and grimacing. She comes slowly rolling in, fighting to hide the slight winces every time she pushes herself. Oh, sorry. It's fine. You sure you don't want help? I can manage my own, please. Alright, you want to lead? Alright. It's that Space Needle looking place, right? She rolls ahead, Liz and I fall behind, continuing our conversation. The restaurant is an impressive spire with the actual seating area 30 floors or so up. After Liz verifies her reservation, we were led to a special elevator for glass front. After a minute or so of rising above the city, we stop and the doors slide open and reveal the restaurant. Where have I heard this song before? Is this royalty free and was in the original game? It's a circular room with a seating by the windows and an inner ring for bars, and the kitchen making up the center. Definitely a carefully crafted place. Wonder if it'd be the kind of place my parents would bring me to. A waitress greets us and leads us to the table by the windows. One of the seats close to the windows moves so Olivia's wheelchair can fit by the table. She approaches the space and stops. Height. She's looking down out the window. Can we switch seats? Afraid of heights? I'll kill you. Shut. Alright. I oblige, shifting the seat over so she sits instead by the aisle. Quite the view, huh? I can see why it'd make you squeam, Olivia. Heights also scared the living daylights out of me. What? Are you afraid of heights, Liz? Well, yeah. Isn't everyone? What? That doesn't make any goddamn sense, Liz. Your head hangs 3 stories above our shoulders and heights scare you? Look, acrophobia is the irrational fear of heights, okay? So of course it doesn't make sense, but still, that... Whatever, heights suck. We can agree on that at least. So, what do you think? It's very nice. See why you wanted to come here. Liz nods. My family usually comes here once a year. Uncle Ferris has to remember to bring along a letter from the owner saying he's fine to let in. So they won't bring the whole tower down. Heh. What the hell is biscuit? Olivia's looking to the menus, right? Right, we're here to eat. Lobster biscuit? It's lobster tail in a creamy kind of soup. Then why not call it lobster soup? Biscuit is a stupid word. I look down at the menu myself. There's all your standard options between pasta, sandwiches, cuts of meat, some weird novelty things, but I actually like trying those. I guess I'll have... Oh man, I can't wait to get the worst ending because of this option here. Entire leg of cow. No, I'm not gonna. Then again, I'm pretty sure if I didn't finish it, Olivia could. Alright, next page. The chicken is the crust. Interesting. Okay. The wooden steak is even carved to look like the restaurant. You sure? With onion rings. If you want it, I'm buying. Wait. Are you just gonna say that to everything? Everything comes with onion rings? Huh, I guess he's just getting onion rings of everything. You sure? With onion rings. If you want it, I'm buying. They serve breakfast all day too. I'm going with the pancake platter. Liz waves a waitress over and we give her orders. Nostalgia pick? You got me. Takes me way back. She stares out the window. I look out the horizon as well. The view has shifted a bit to show the mountains. We all look out for a long while. Maybe a little too long. Ordinarily, this would be around the time Damien would say something that kept the conversation going. Oh, right. He's usually the one bringing us all together. Yeah, it is strange to think about, but Liz and Olivia aren't really more than acquaintances. But during lunch, it's Damien that always makes sure everyone else is included in the conversation. Nothing comes to mind. I don't think I'd make a good Damien. One moment, please. I ring Damien up in the hallway. He's sick, yes, but hopefully he'll have something for me to use. If he picks up. Please. Hello? Vinny? I want to talk to Damien. Nah, he's out right now. Mom's with him in the backyard. He's putting his guts out into a bucket. Why? Pest control guys buy for us for 50 bucks. I thought I read that wrong. And then no, I have read the material correctly. Gross. What do you want him for? I can tell him when he comes back in. Oh, why not? I want to know how he always keeps our friend group so lively. Like, considering small talk, just bringing up movies or something? Ew, new. Movies suck. Nobody actually likes them. Wasn't that what Olivia said earlier? What? I'm playing Fortnite. I'll turn it down so you can hear me. I heard what you said. It was just dumb. What was it? Yeah. Just pause for a moment. Movies always suck. Like, they started in black and white and without sound, and they never really got better. Even when they peaked in the 70s, they only barely became watchable. Have you ever watched The Godfather? Dad made me watch that stuff and it kind of just sucked. No, you probably just don't. You probably just didn't get it. Dad explained the whole plot to me, ins and outs, and it really was just mid-trash. You pop off, King. You do it. That movie won awards. You can't just call it trash. Yeah, I can. Movies are just a trash genre of content. Even the best ones are usually just polished turds that waste your time. Okay, then what's a good movie? Ever heard of Mr. Beast? How about Storytime animations? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not. Any popular content on Usnoot provides more value for your time than the classics that you old people fought over. It still sucks. Those aren't even movies. They move and I watch them. Touche. Not my point, you troglodyte. As if you can even think of comparing the slop of to the likes of Star Wars, The Godfather, and Blade Runner 2049. Movies are just 1 mile massive pile of doo-doo fart, and even it can take but even it can sometimes make something mediocre. There are billion-dollar franchises, and millions of people would disagree with this deranged nonsense. Doo-doo fart. Oh my, you little... Listen, you little chump, next time I see you, I'm gonna wring your little neck like a wash rag. What? Who is this? Shit. Calm down, kill him later. Nuts. Didn't get the advice. I sulked back to my seat, slumped down, catching my breath. Well, you're right, your eye is twitching. I don't think I've ever been more angry in my life. Fuck you, Inko. What happened? I don't want to talk about it. I rubbed the tension from my face. Fine, it could be a good Damien all by myself. So Liz, yeah. You mentioned when we first met, you wanted to be an art dealer, getting the right people, the right paintings, right? How's that going? Oh yeah, it's going great. I just got accepted to Marshland U, actually. Oh snap. Yeah, I finally got everything all worked out for myself. I'm gonna hit the ground running once I graduate. That's pretty cool. I'm still figuring things out. You too, right, Olivia? I only got short-term goals right now. Fair. I'm interested in what Liz was talking about. Right. I sure it wouldn't be a problem for Olivia to replace a stolen painting. Wait, what? A stolen painting. But what was annoying was having to contact the Treasury and administration about the broken cabinets. I mean, what even happened? Whoever did, I wish they could have dealt with Mrs. Scarl's neurotic tantrum the way I did. We're still finding glass shards all over the floor, and I get screamed at as if I'm the one responsible for it. Scalar needs to put the coffee mug down sometimes. Jeez. It's not a problem anymore. We're already ordering a new display, and it should be installed next month. Oh, got off track. What were we talking about again? The art dealing thing. I'm actually interested. Oh, well, the plan is to be able to open up my own business. I'll start online and work my way into having a physical location. Uncle Ferris told me he's willing to help me figure out the legal part. I've already gotten a few connections, some people that might be interested in being involved that run some pretty decent prices. For me, I mean. And I'll be selling my own works too. I've gotten even better at painting since the start of the year. Have you noticed? I think you have, yeah. Although since I'm no artist, I'll admit some of the details are probably lost to me. Liz nods. Maybe I'll buy one sometime. You'll give me a discount, right? Heh, maybe. Olivia, have you painted anything good recently? No? Oh, sorry. It's fine. Well, I got one I really want to be doing. Why don't you? Because I got dragged here instead. Dang it, Olivia! I mean, not that I'm mad. Liz looks like she has something to say. The thought dies in her tongue. Yeah. The conversation and the tension, thankfully, gets interrupted as our food arrives. The social media influencer me itches to take a photo of each plate, especially how good the presentation. Yeah, fuck it. No, I'm dropping it. Dang it, I should have brought my camera along with me. Wait, I have my phone. Say, Olivia. I turned just in time to see her clamp her jaw on the hunk of meat, tearing it right off the bone. Never mind. How's it taste? She takes a moment to chew her food before setting it down the hatch. Then smiling, she gives me a greasy thumbs up. Liz chuckles from Olivia's good review as she lowers her head to get the first bite of her pancake. Given that her neck is making movements equivalent to doing the happy dance, I'm assuming the pancakes are good too. My view has changed again, and now having noticed it, I can feel almost the same slow rotation in the room. I savor my onion rings while watching Volcano Bluffs pan right by us, taking in the amazing view. My thoughts reach out for my camera, already calculating the restaurant's rotation, the proper settings to capture the full 360 panorama I could achieve. And a separate section of my mind recalls the other panorama of the city I saw. The one that is now nothing more than shredded debris. Say, Liz. Brachiosaurus takes a moment to respond as she attempts to cram her snout into her glass of water. Stupid glass, no straw. Yeah? So you mentioned all about wanting to be an art dealer and be a part of that system. I guess it could be cool if we work together. Come again? I don't know, just seems like a decent idea. No, I get you. Now it's Liz's turn to pause from her food, sit upright and carefully tap the napkin in her closed lips. Maybe, but I don't think you'd want that, honestly. No, that'd be cool, I'd like that. Oh. Yeah, maybe, I'm not sure. Not sure? Yeah, I'm trying to get this whole thing off the ground on my own. But others help, right? Like, how do you feel about your art stuff? That's different. The point is, it's important for me to start my startup as self-sustaining as possible. But you just said you had connections and your uncle. Yeah, Stanley such not a... Olivia raises an iconic eyebrow. Friends, or is it just me? Olivia, don't even start to make a scene. I have to do something. Olivia, Liz, come on guys, can we just finish lunch first? Olivia, how am I making a scene, Liz? I'm just curious about your life for once. Well, not like this then. I'd rather you go back to giving me the silent treatments. Oh no. Oh no, what have I done? What's your deal? Damien and Inka want us to be friends. Here I am practically trying. What? Am I not worthy enough for your stuck? You didn't want my friendship before Damien's for years. It just sounds a bit like you just want to be friends now because you can get something out of it. I want to be friends, just not like that. I thought things would finally start getting good. Olivia, there's lots of people less fortunate than you. You have the support of your friends, all the offers. You can't blame me if you just ignore both. Liz, let me finish, please. I'm not mad. I envy you. I admit it. Anyone would. Effortlessly getting the attention and help. I hate it. I know. And I know it's wrong. But that's what I've been thinking for a while. I see all these things you have available to you all these years and you just take them for granted. I just think it's a wasteful way to live. Look, sorry. I appreciate you guys. After telling to my face I'd rather be anywhere else and not here while eating at my expense. You know what, Olivia? This is the most nice I can do for you at the moment because you don't really deserve anything else. Liz. Liz claps a hand over her mouth. Olivia doesn't respond. She looks down at her plate. I'm going to use the bathroom. She pushes herself away from the table and through the aisle. Oh no. I'm sorry, Liz. I didn't mean to snap. It's alright, once Olivia gets back, you can apologize. No, I don't think I can. After everything, I think it deserved that much. Good God, the brief was just to get these two talking and have a good time, and it's like a grenade was thrown to the table. Yeah, I'm a terrible fucking Damien, let me tell you. Liz? Yeah? Why didn't it work? Why didn't what work? I know you two weren't on the greatest terms, so I tried to keep the conversation going. So it wouldn't get awkward, no one would get left out, like Damien does. I feel like somehow this was my fault, but how? Did everything I was supposed to? I don't think you did anything wrong. Why does this never happen around Damien? Good question. I don't know. Liz picks at her plate, popping the yolk in her over-easy egg. She's probably not in the mood if I push any further and said anything I want to right now. Olivia wouldn't like me prodding right now either. There's no options. Try to think of something to do, but nothing. I can't think of doing anything at all. Now if I'm making someone uncomfortable or worse, getting them mad at me. And I've never even anticipated something like this happening. It's frustrating. I can't do anything, but I can't do nothing, obviously. Not if I want to smooth things over. Right now, Olivia's in the bathroom. She's actually just fooling around the hallway, but the point is the two are separated. I can work something out. Should I keep trying then? I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I think I'd rather you didn't. Every breath escapes me as I stand from my chair. You'll excuse me, Liz. Her head tilts comically further than needed in question. Just want to check on Olivia. Oh. She waves me off as I turn away. Making my way through the restaurant, a part of me marvels at how I don't even feel the room spin. Kind of makes me dizzy, honestly. But it's just mental busy work to distract myself. After all, I have no idea what I'm going to say to Olivia. Hey. Should I ask how she is? Inko? I'm on the spot now. Hey. Just came to see what you were doing. I thought I had more time to think about things, but instead of being by the restrooms, Olivia was... Are you here by the bars? Want to see if they give me a mimosa. What? Mimosa. You know, like OJ and champagne. Olivia, you can't drink. Says you. She takes a long sip from a glass flute filled with orange liquid. I make to slap it out of her hands, but her tail stops me. I'm joking, jeez. It's like you, Inko. A virgin. She grins at my skull and continues sipping on her drink. Want some? She holds out the glass for me with that smug smile of her. Taking the flute, I can clearly see where her lips had touched it. Olivia looks to be leaning forward as I stare at the glass. Ignoring the heat in my cheeks, I tip the glass above me carefully, not pouring some of the liquid into my mouth. Oh. That's just juice and ginger ale, Olivia. Handing her back the glass. For a split second, I thought I saw some disappointment in her eyes. I'm just seeing things now. Shaking my head, I refocus. Came to check on Olivia and fix things between her and Liz. You okay, Olivia? Yeah, totally. Why wouldn't I be? Her eyes are wide and yet not looking my way. Well, because of what Liz said. Oh. She sags in her chair. Olivia? No, yeah, that was... Her finger circles the lip of her glass as she thinks. I'm not hurt, just frustrated. She looks at her glass one final time and then downs the last quarter of it in a single swallow. Afterward, Olivia sets on the bar on top of a couple crumpled dollar bills. I mean, Liz doesn't get it, Inko. Maybe if she walked a mile in my shoes, she would, but... I hate to see you guys go at it like that. Yeah. Maybe it's been a long time coming for me, but who cares? A long time coming? I know she's been a bit frustrated for a while. Probably been holding that one in. Doesn't mean I want to hear it though. All the time I've known her, she's just been so far ahead of me. You heard how she's getting her art, how her art's getting better, what connections she has, and how it'll get her $1 billion or whatever. I'm the better artist, but I don't even know how to start getting my crap together like that. I look at that chasm between us and it just fills me with dread. It's just jealousy, I know it. It's just getting worse every time she mentions getting further in life. Well, I can't even convince myself to try. It's different actually getting her upset at me over this specifically. I just mentioned being someone she'd consider a real acquaintance and she just blows up like that. You want to talk about it? No. You sure? Is that what you wanted to see me about? Harshly. The other thing is I'm just a bit confused. I wasn't expecting things to go over the way they did. Just came to see you to ask for help to make this right. Uh-huh. Well, I'm not apologizing if that's what you mean. We're not getting the best ending. I already know it. No, that's not it. Rung my skill up to help my thoughts flow. I let my words come out unfiltered. I'm serious here, Olivia. I need some help. I have full attention now. My words just keep coming out. I feel like I did everything right, but I went wrong. You and Liz got into an argument, and though it wasn't heated, you got hurt. That scares me. For a brief moment, Olivia's gray eyes widened in surprise. I have a few ideas on what to do, but nothing that won't make someone upset. Or worse, get them mad at me. Why do you care about our opinions so much? Because you're my friends? I want us to all get along and enjoy the lunch we got invited to. I don't know how to fix it. The only thing I can think of will just probably make you guys get upset with me. That's why I'm asking you. Me? You're a self-reliance. You're strong in your stance to never accept help on account of your condition. For the longest time, that's confused me. Well, it still does, but you do it. It confuses you? Well, it's like others willing to give help, and giving feels good. So when you deny it, it's like telling them that those thoughts don't matter. One way to put it. That's the part I don't get. Even though everyone stands to gain something for the sake of your goals you don't accept, you take the hard road. Saying it out loud. I like it. I'm willing to give it a shot. I don't know how. What do you do when there's no good option? Wow. Oh, well, thanks. I guess I'll put it this way. It'd make an alcoholic happy to give him alcohol, even though it hurts him. Staying in rehab? That's painful. It's not a happy journey to make, but it's good for him. Absolutely, that's my point. Don't worry about making others comfortable and happy if something needs getting done. In my case, that means ignoring the help because my own goal needs to be done. If it makes someone uncomfortable, then it's their problem, not mine. When something needs doing, you just gotta do it. And when no option seems like it'll make people happy, well, you do what you can. That makes sense? I'm making this up as I go along. I think so, yeah. If it's the right thing, you'll get the support you need. After all, I got you. And if you don't, staying alone for your standards is cool. You'll be trying, and that's what matters. Yeah. Thanks, Olivia. Hey, you're welcome. Saying all that out loud is helping me understand a few things too. You ready to head out? I have an idea how to smooth everything over. Sure. I'm curious what you have in mind. Even if you think I won't like it. I start heading back to the table. Olivia follows close behind me. Hey, you guys are back. Everything good? All cooled off? Yeah, everything's great. I want to give my 2 cents, try to resolve everything. I think you both have some good points, but there's a big picture that we all need to see. Deep down, both of you want to be friends. So why not turn over a new leaf starting today? Is that it? Pretty much, yeah. Are we good? Take a deep breath. I don't really want to have to do this. Olivia watched carefully. She talked me through. Sounds a bit low, yeah. Olivia watches carefully. She talked me through this. I can do this. She won't stop being my friend over this. Get over yourself, Inko. Say what needs to be said. I think you're both acting silly. Really? Both of us? I don't think that trying to get you guys conversing would make these sour feelings come up. And that was my mistake. My bad. But it's just ridiculous. Liz, I get it, Olivia was a shut-in and didn't open up to you back then. That's clearly not the case anymore, is it? That was a question. No, I guess not. Then what use is holding a grudge? Accomplishing your goals on your own is fine. That's your prerogative. When you say Olivia's treating you differently because she has something to gain, you know that's not right. And Olivia, I hate to say this, But you've been pretty thoughtless here as well. Liz is trying to do something nice for us, and hey, we all get to have a nice dinner in this crazy place. When you said you'd rather be home painting, it's not just insulting Liz. It tells me you'd rather not be here with me as well. I love how much you've opened up to us, Olivia. What seems to me is that both of you just refuse to see eye to eye. Too much pride going on. The sooner we stop trying to get the other to act the way we think they should, the better. I thank you for your advice. I hope you won't be mad at me for saying this. Just please, be a little more considerate. That's it. Again, sorry if I went too far. You're right. That's a little eloquent for such a little argument. Well, it was bothering me. And it would have turned into something more given time. Alright, that's fair. I appreciate the effort. That's what you had in mind when you asked for advice? Yeah. I figured it'd be something a lot worse. Like the roast of the century you've been holding in against us. But if that's it, that's also decent. You're usually pretty thoughtful, so I guess I can see why this has been a lot for you. We're nearly adults. That's not going to bother us. At least it shouldn't. So, are you good? Yeah. Thanks, Inko. Thanks. That went much better than expected. After things settled down, we finished off our meals. Alright. I guess I can see how you both made good points or how you're both wrong are different. I just love how quickly Inko just goes, you made some good points, That's it? Yep, that's it. Well, Olivia finished our meals. Liz has noticed it first when one of her whole pancakes simply vanished. I thought my onion ring pile was looking smaller by the minute. Looking Olivia's way, she simply waved at us with the most bizarre concoction of onion rings, flapjack, syrup, and beef on her plate. What? I'll make you guys better food than this later. The theft of our food stopped shortly after, and though the portions had diminished, we were all surprisingly thoroughly satisfied for the meal. I offered to pay, or at least pitch in with a check, but Liz refused. She insisted since this was her idea to begin with. I'd always figured it was the man's place to pay for a date, and this was a date, kind of. Neither of our hands lifted from the tiny leather booklet, and I don't know how long we spent playing tug of war over it. Olivia at least found it amusing, even recording our stare down on her phone. But victory was mine, as I managed to palm my debit card to the waitress before Liz could give her back the bill booklet. That done, all that was left for us here was making the most of the view. Olivia led the way to the observation deck on the floor beneath the restaurant, and she immediately regretted it, as the blast of cold air even had me shiver a bit. The altitude plus the late fall weather meant the deck was mostly clear of guests, but the view was easily worth the cold, as I made a mental note to come back here one day with my DSLR. We slowly moved to the railing so we can fully take in the skyline from the bluffs and out towards the sea, along with the city skyscrapers that were dwarfed by the spire. And as I scan over it, I doubled down on the mental notes, because seeing Olivia silhouetted by this beautiful view is... Brr! I don't get how you two can stand this temperature. Liz doesn't look that cold. All she's doing is rubbing her arms in a theatrical manner. I'm gonna be in the elevator, guys, okay? Her head moves next to Olivia, and there's a hushed whisper shared between them. Wingman, or wingwoman. Finally, Liz's body turns and leaves, her head falling shortly after with a beaming smile. Olivia? Don't ask. Her eyes remain on the horizon. Maybe it was a little colder, though, as Olivia's face is slowly turning red. Something up? Well... Her eyes trail down and her hands raise up slowly until she's carefully examining her wrists. I watch as she carefully tests her hands, wincing occasionally as she slowly flexes and rotates her hands. About the painting. Not until you're better. I know. I've been thinking about it. Yeah, Cat? I'm going to be way out of practice when I'm all better. So we're going to practice. She smiles as she turns to me, probably excited about the prospect of starting work on that soon. Yeah, I have the mental image for it in my mind and everything. Her smile lessens though, and her tones becomes uneasy. I just want to make it perfect. I have the mental image, but I don't have the skill. Plus, between the carpal tunnel and rushing out all those pieces for Mia, I think I understand what she's getting at, but her smile's back again. Once I can paint again, I need time for practice. I want to show Mr. DeCon the greatest piece I can create. Do you need anything? My words cut my thoughts off. No, I have all the paint in. No, I mean, do you need any help with your practice? Her face glows red again. Maybe. Well, I don't know how much help I can be. What, with my complete lack of paint talent? But otherwise, yeah, I'll do whatever I can for you, Olivia. I promise. I submit with a smile and a thumbs up. Thanks. I think Willie stood out on the viewing deck for a few more minutes. After a particular cold draft had swept us over, Olivia figured she had enough of the chilly air here. We made our way back inside the elevator station, where Liz was standing idly. She and Olivia looked at each other for a moment. The two held their stare locked in at each other for about half a minute before Olivia looked to my side. So, what else is to do here? What is it, kid? A lot, evidently. Once we get back to the terra firma, Liz had taken upon herself to walk us around the entire block. The whole area was like a miniature theme park. A lot of street vendors, selling tourist trap gifts. We spent the rest of the day just wandering the city park here, enjoying the late fall day to the best we could. Eventually, as the sun sunk below the horizon, Mr. Ferris found us. Can't. I had forgotten that he'd come here in the first place because of a business meeting of his. Liz and him waved us goodbye as they broke away and headed for the parking lot. While I pushed a very tired Gator girl to the metro station. I don't think she minded much though, honestly, as she clutched her tail to her chest and used it as a makeshift pillow. She looked so sweet like that. As the perfect background for my phone. She must never learn of this though, because I don't think I'd survive. But it'd be worth it. For going home that night, Olivia texted me all night and well into the morning. We ended up talking about all sorts of things. Mia, our art, various shows, just about everything. Never seen her that excited before. For someone with sore hands, she sure types fast. And for someone that doesn't much like talking at all, she sure types a lot. I certainly can't keep up. And when she didn't want to talk, she sent more doodles and sketches. Sleep wasn't really an option on my end either. And Guts' doodles adventures were quite entertaining to read. Since then, we've been texting more every night. Not as much, since I do need my sleep. Right now, I'm just waiting for our class to end. Mr. Trigums is apparently one of those substitutes that demands complete silence until class is over, but doesn't care beyond that. So even though I'm sitting about 2 feet away from Olivia, we're having to text each other. She's quite the storyteller for these doodles. Like right now, as I try to keep up with the Tale of Guts, writing a... What's he writing again? He's piloting the main golem from Gundam Finn. A giant robot from one of the shows she's been wanting us to watch together. I mean, we would. I totally want to. Just Olivia and I sitting side by side on my couch. Maybe as we're getting tired, we start leaning against each other. I could even offer to keep her warm. Whoops. Catching my phone on the precipice of my desk, I see that Olivia sent an even more detailed version of the previous Guts drawing. And this is why, for how dumb it is, Finn is still fun to watch. I don't get it. I'm not gonna get it. You almost didn't get your phone just now. If you'd watch it, you would. One day, maybe. No, only if it's with her. One day, yes. Aw, crap, teacher. Don't want to lose my phone. Okay. For a couple of minutes without any alerts, I accept that the Gator Girl really is done for now. Quick look at the clock on the wall, I figured I got a few more minutes before I absolutely must hide my own phone. The con's been out for a week and a half, so we've been stuck with Mr. Trigums. Apparently he doesn't like electives. I swipe back, looking through the photos she sent me over the last couple of hours. A lot of the references go over my head, but the few that don't earn a hearty chuckle from me. Then there's more detailed ones, the drawings that'd be good enough to actually render. I smile as I save those. I've been meaning to ask if she'd finished one, back when she started doing this. I never got around to it, simply saving it in a folder. Folder that's grown to a couple dozen now. Ring. Would Jerome Clarkson please come to the office? Would Jerome Clarkson please come to the office? Thank you. Rink. The announcement makes me nearly drop my phone again. They've been going on all morning, just calling random students to the office. A buzz from my phone has me check it again to see another message from the Gator Girl. Never mind. Teacher's acting weird today. Weird? I'll look over at our substitute. Mr. Trigums isn't paying attention to any of us. In fact, he's just kind of looking through the desk he sat at. Weird. Same here. Do you think it has to do with the office thing? I don't know. Was thinking it was the short day, maybe? That was another thing. I think the entire class realized something was up with how fast class periods were going today. Quick. Aw, man. I look at my phone on the floor, the corner of the screen chipped away. Picking it up right before any of my classmates step on it to the way to lunch. I also noticed that Ben wasn't here in class either. Hurry up, short day means lunch is earlier. Oh boy. Well, I wonder how Ben feels with all this shit going on, unless he was the main enabler. Heading to lunch, I realize I'm not actually that hungry. Strange, but I guess it's an internal clock thing. Just so used to eating at the same time every day. Looks like I'm not the only one, as the usual war zone in the cafeteria has expanded to spill into into the surrounding hallways. It's loud enough to cover up the continued announcements. Urkel. Thank you. Mostly. Now I'm pretty good at weaving through the chaos, relatively unscathed, but man, at least I have way too much energy. What are they even fighting about? But as always, the table in the back is left alone. Damien is chatting loudly about his day or so to Olivia, who's occasionally poking Liz across the table with a toy claw hand. Liz flails her arm around to shoo away the offending poke, but never bothers to crane her neck down from the rafters. She perks up when she sees me. Yo, it's Inko. Hey, what's going on at Olive Garden today? Whack his noggin. The meter stick falls on my head. Gah! It's just a joke, a quip. How long did it take you to come up with that one? It was about 2 in the morning last night. Whack him again. Please. Best $10 I've ever spent. Looks a little familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw it. Just like the real one, she'd bully you for saying dumb stuff. Bite me. She makes the head gnaw my face a little. I'll go sit somewhere else. Do it. I got a new friend right here. You pussy, you won't. Oh wow, I have an actual friend that isn't addicted to makeup pheromones. That makes me so happy. Wait, what? Her ventriloquism needs a bit of work. I still think it's a little weird. I'll live a little. Say, you guys aren't eating? It's too early. I'll just eat when I get home. The lunch ladies don't really try on half days. Don't they not try normally? The difference makes itself known. I was out for like a week. I'm just gonna steal some of whatever Olivia makes later. Get your own. I've changed my mind. She has too much power. This is great. Olivia is just a non-Damien again, but I snatch it out of the air. No, no! I aim to hit you right onto Olivia's snout. Bullseye, it's clamped shut. The evil's defeated. While I'm giggling like a schoolgirl, Olivia uses the chance to grab the hand back. Fine, no more claw today. She hastily stuffs the plastic toy into her backpack. After some more small talk, Damien's attention wanders towards Liz, who seems to be lost in thought. Hey Liz, what's in your head? Oh, I was just thinking about earlier today. I was talking to Principal Scaler this morning while running some errands for Stuco, and she was really out of it. Out of it? Yeah, like she didn't want to be here today. Tried to pry, but she clammed up. I've never seen her like this before. She must drink some bad coffee or something. Yeah. Oh boy. I don't think that makes people sad. I can tell you from experience, it just makes you really have to. Looks like I got a text. Liz pulls out her phone, craning her head down to get a better look at the screen. It's from Ben. Come, having a student council meeting. Normally it's a bit more formal than that. I guess since it's a half day and all. Yeah, this is definitely an uh-oh moment. What the fuck's gonna happen? Well, duty call. Sorry you had to leave early, guys. No worry, Liz. We can meet up after school. Sounds good. I'll see you all later then. What do you guys want to do after school? I don't know. Maybe we can hang out at my place. Too cold to get into the pool, but I'm sure we can think of something. I look over to Olivia, who doesn't seem to have any objection to the idea, but no input of her own. Got any ideas, Liv? We could do some stuff. Like charades? Yeah, we could do a game of sorts. Sounds pretty... This is what I don't like, is that it's going really well right now. Then again, that's probably the pessimist in me that's talking, but I think I really wiped the floor with Olivia. I'll save your breast, Nito. You know myself will own you and your chicken scratch. Want to bet? Oh, that's a sucker's bet! Alright then, loser has to pay for food. Deal. We shake hands, making the wager official. Would Olivia Halford please come to the office? Would Olivia Halford please come to the office? Thank you. The monotone voice of the intercom combined with the strange atmosphere of school is starting to unnerve me. We all look to the Gator girl, who rolls her eyes and starts wheeling away from the table and towards the exit. After she'd left, everything felt more off. Lunch came to an end, and the school day was close to the same. Just a couple more periods before we could hang out somewhere for all the free extra time. I look at Olivia's desk, still empty 5 minutes to Prockling's class. I mean, yeah, she hates this class the most, but it's really become a habit at this point. Just like how it became a habit for me to write an extra set of notes for Olivia. I look at the two mostly blank pages in front of me. Like for other teachers, I know something's off with Prockling. She barely says anything, instead just asking us to read the chapter on the Great War. I do just as asked, and 5 pages in, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that it was the stupidest reason for a world war to break out. A bunch of European countries, unhappy with being ruled by a bunch of other European countries, decided to revolt, dragging all their allies into the quagmire. I'm really struggling to make sense of the information, made worse of how outdated the textbooks are. Seriously, the rent's so bad it's outright. It ought to be a crime. Probably because they don't have the funding. Probably because their funding's cut even more. Probably because we fucked up real hard. It oozes pro-Gilded Age corporatism, the kind that genuinely believe that anything bigger than a gathering of 10 people was a form of unionism. With a sigh, I busy myself taking notes for myself and Olivia. As I do, my eyes continue to wander the classroom. Everyone looks just as disinterested in the subject matter. I look over to Procline, and she herself doesn't seem interested in the subject matter as well. In fact, she's just kind of staring off into space. It's highly unusual considering how much emphasis she puts on proper class focus. Yet there she is, spacing out like she's no better than the teenagers she teaches on the daily. I'm almost tempted to raise my hand and ask her a question and snap her back into reality when the room's speaker comes to life. Would Incognito please come to the office? Incognito, please report to the office. Thank you. Is Mia's mom or dad the head of the PTA? I looked at Miss Prockling. I got called, but she's still in the arbiter of who leaves her class and when. Doesn't meet my eyes at all. If anything, it looks like she's actively trying to avoid eye contact. I pack my things and stuff out of the classroom, all the while the stares and murmurs from other students growing more intense. My mind begins to wander. Why am I being summoned to the office? They sure are calling a lot of people. Maybe it's related to 2 weeks ago? The only thing keeping me company on my march to the principal's office is the sound of rubber soles on tiles. They must have spent a fortune on polishing these floors. It's not long before I notice another pair of footsteps coming from somewhere ahead of me. I squint my eyes, quickly recognizing the figure that approaches. It's Ben. I guess the student council wrapped up their meeting, though there's no sign of Liz anywhere. As a Parasaurus makes his way closer, I notice he has a complicated expression on his face. Hey Ben, what's going on? He flinches as I call his name and he looks like a lost child before he spots me. We make eye contact for a few seconds, but he doesn't say anything. Everything alright, dude? Slowly he turns away and continues down the hall. A stinging feeling takes hold of my chest. I almost try to speak up and stop him, but can't think of anything to say. I guess I better get going. I wonder if this is because of the cabinet. Just specifically the cabinet and nothing else. After another minute of walking, I reach the door to the principal's office and find it wide open. Come in. I step into the office and find the door closed behind me, following the source of the deep voice. I realize now that I've never seen the interior of the office before. It's fairly standard for an office. Long wooden desk, a filing cabinet, a few potted plants, and a couple of shelves for storing all sorts of things. However, on closer inspection, I notice things look a little more disheveled than I expected. Manila folders are strewn across the desks. One of the filing cabinet drawers hangs open. The potted plants are either overwatered or wilting. Is this really Scalar's office? Mr. Nito. My attention is suddenly pulled away towards the hulking figure sitting behind the desk. I can only imagine what the office chair is going through right now. Sir, is everything alright? Have a seat, please. I never like that. I never like that. He motions to a small plastic chair on the side of the desk. How have you been, Inko? I oblige his request, taking a seat, trying to suppress my anxiety. I think I'm doing well. He nods to himself, holding his eyes closed. That's good to hear. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna use the restroom. Oh boy. I do not like the expression on his face. It's like he's like got into serious mode and is about to give me, he's about to start scolding me. Or it has something to do with our teacher. Shit. The whale looks down at an open folder on his desk, taking a moment to look over some document. I have news for you regarding your instructor for AP Art Design and Photography. You mean Mr. Khan? Yes, Mr. Khan. He's not dead. He's not dead. A fine teacher of student service or anything to go by. He also spoke quite highly of you. Did you have a strong relationship with him? Yeah, I think so. Did something happen? My heart. I don't know how to actually pronounce the name, the IA in front of it, so I just call him the Khan. My heart drops as Ferris's brow lowers ever so slightly. Suddenly his tone completely shifts into more clinical. Over the last 2 years, Mr. Khan has been suffering from a rare form of chondriosarcoma that originated in his vertebrae. His tone is heavy. I don't quite know what ailment he just named, like he should spit on the doctor's response for discovering it. I don't quite know what ailment he just named, like he should spit on the doctor's response for discovering it. Where practiced movements and worn out feathers are undeniable. Worn out features. He's by no means a fragile man, but the tiredness he tries to hide is barely concealed. Every student he's broken the news to has taken something more from him. Idakin? Okay. Tensing himself slightly to be as tactful as he can be, the attempted reference is lost. He's recited script lines just a few too many times already. You can't muster more than his butt citation. This analysis means nothing. I'm just distracting myself from the reality of the situation, as though prolonging confirmation will keep it from happening. Miss Ferris knows my subtle confusion and clarifies like he must have done a few dozen times already. Bone cancer. Mr. Idakin was well advised by medical professionals about the treatment options available to him, and the district offered him a generous medical leave in recognition of his tenure here at St. Hammond. He turned both of those down. The cacophony of thoughts swirling in my mind makes it nearly impossible to focus on anything. Right now, all I can do is revel it in. Time passes. I'm not sure how much, but I still can't get a grip of my own mind. Ferris is calmly waiting for me to say something, but I can tell he's becoming uncomfortable. There's only one thing I can muster the will to ask. Why? The whale grimaces. I wish I had an answer. His inflection tells of his own questioning thoughts. The exchange seems to give Ferris the energy to continue, however. On Sunday, Mr. Idakin was hospitalized due to complications of his illness. He passed away the following morning. Olivia was called here before me. Counseling will be available for you and anyone else affected. Sorry, do you know where Olivia went? No, she didn't say. I'd like to go now, Mr. Ferris. Yes, feel free. I sat in from the plastic chair, pushing him closer to the principal's desk. Offering one last nod to the superintendent, I let myself out of the office. As soon as the door clicks shut, I start running. Shit, where would you go? The studio room, maybe? It's a blessed lead I have. Thanks to all those gym classes, I'll have no trouble getting there quickly. The theme that plays when you destroy the display is called Last Favor. Okay. My new destination takes me up the main staircase of the school and onto the second floor. It's not long before I'm staring down the hallway of Decon's classroom. Or Idekin's. I breathe a sigh of relief as I spot Olivia stand in front of the door. God, what do I even say to her? My thoughts come crashing to a halt as I see another dinosaur behind her, gesturing manically. Ben? From an outsider's view, it looks like Ben is trying to talk her into something, but there's a stark contrast in their moods. I suppose Ben is mourning too, but maybe he's just handling it differently. That's the plan I have in mind. What do you think? Olivia? Yeah, okay. Olivia's reply came off weak and unfocused, like she wasn't talking to Ben at all. Can I count on you to be a part of it? Sure. I remain obscured for view. This doesn't seem like a conversation I should intrude on. I'll just catch up to Olivia later. Honestly, I'm somewhat surprised Ben is talking to her. No, maybe that Olivia's listening to Ben? That those differences are being put aside. For once our priorities aligned, I had thought to come and find Olivia too. I wonder. Idekin was a mentor to each of us. Like he'd always been around to help us, but now, all the little things that make you anxious or agitated are gone in an instant. All that's left is reality. Why bother with this dramatic garbage? If now's not that time to be brought together, then when? I'm thinking too much, my hands are shivering. Something in my heart threatens to fall apart, but not now. Her voice was too quiet for me to hear, but whatever she said wasn't what Ben wanted to hear. Olivia, I need to know that you're with me on this. Yeah. Olivia. Ben kneels right next to Olivia's chair, putting the two at eye level, so she keeps hers averted to the side. I need to know that you're in on this fully. There's a strange panic in the power source. Nah. Please, Olivia, for him. Finally, after what felt like a few minutes, despite only being 4 or 5 seconds, Olivia looks back at Ben's face and gives him a meek nod. I'm going to take that as a yes, then. The gator girl gives no other reply to Ben's word. The only sign that his words had registered in her mind were her hands suddenly yet gently shaking, all the while her claws dug ever deeper into her wheelchair's armrest. Her bulwark broke at last. Seeing the droplets from her eyes drives a searing pain through my chest. My instincts drove me forward, beyond my common sense. I grip the blue boy's shoulder and pull him up. Ben. The Parasaur's eyes snap up towards me. He makes eye contact with me, a depressive expression coating his face. Inko, what are you doing here? I wanted to see Olivia. Olivia's silver eyes finally lift, and the pain reflected in them threatens to shatter my aching heart. Ben looks back to see those mournful eyes too. Those reflections seem opposite to mine as a smile draws across his face. Inko, hear me out. I'm trying to organize a eulogy for Idekin. You know, say our goodbyes to him. He deserves it at least. Olivia, me, and you. He helped us, each of us, so much, and while the power sword rambles on, I turn my attention solely on Olivia. I push past Ben and take a knee next to Olivia, now eye level with her. Ben finally stops talking. I can feel his stare boring into the back of my head. He wants an answer for whatever he was just talking about. A eulogy for Mr. Idekin. It's so surreal to think about. To think that I spoke to him only yesterday and that today he's just gone. A eulogy. Yeah, it's the least we could do for Idekin as his pupils. He deserves so much more. So much. Yeah. Right, yeah. Olivia's probably feeling what I'm feeling right now. This fight between reality and emotions. Idekin's gone, while I'm still trying to process it, trying to accept the fact that I'm never going to see him again, or listen to him, or get advice from him again. Never get to impress him, or show him how much I've improved because of his lessons. I don't think I'm ready to accept that he's gone. Ben clears his throat, snapping me from my stupor and back to our current reality. I'm sorry to be so pushy, but I need to know if you and Olivia are in or not. Ben turns to look at Olivia as he says those words. Olivia, meanwhile, continues to stare absentmindedly at the wall, almost as if Ben's words are not emanating from right next to her, but a few dozen miles away instead. Ben, I don't think. I feel a cool, scaled hand fall on top of my own. I turn to look into Olivia's pain-stricken eyes. They gaze deeply into mine, pleading, begging to make the pain vanish. I don't know what I should do. He loved teaching his passion more than anything else, even if death was on the line. Olivia needs us now, more than ever. I think Ben has the right idea. It's what Mr. Idekin would want. These are scary times, so it makes sense to be afraid, to be hurt. Don't worry, Olivia. Place my other hand on Olivia's reassuringly. I'm here with you. We all are. Ben is extending an olive branch here, right? You just need to accept it. Ben gives a shaky but approving nod. I'm glad you guys are seeing the situation for what it is, and just how important it is to make this eulogy something beautiful. Olivia glances around hazily, her voice broken. I don't want to be gone, Inko. There's too much that I didn't. I know, but we need to face reality. And we can do it together. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to face anything at all. It's okay, Olivia. I know I was close to Iketon, but you clearly meant so much more to him, and him to you. He was the only teacher that seemed to care, really care, right? She nods. So you're the most hurt, the most afraid. Afraid? We're here to support you. You just need to help us help you. You're not ready to face reality? We can help you to think straight, to face it together. Can you do that? Her eyes rove over both Ben and I, and then back to our interlocked fingers. Take hold of her other hand. She blushes and looks me dead in the eyes. Can you help us? Okay. I'll think about it. I'm still afraid, but if you're there, I'm here. Ben clears his throat. Now, I don't trust Ben. But he's not wrong. I just think this was way too fucking early for this conversation. When was the right time? I don't know. But like, only in half an hour to an hour after Olivia gets the news, to start saying we need to make this eulogy beautiful. I don't think he's wrong, but I also don't trust his motives. But he's not wrong. Where I think it should have probably been only Inko and Olivia who maybe had this idea, because these two, the ball really started rolling because of Mr. Idekin. Like, he is what lets them have that first initial thing to grow. Because if he didn't give his approval to Inko, none of this would have happened. Because whatever Inko would have done would have fell on flat deaf ears. But it's only because Mr. Idekin was like, give him a shot. And Inko, be better. I don't know if he's had that same kind of thing with Ben. I mean, he gave Ben that opportunity to do the photo shoot or whatever. But I don't know if he's had something like that. It just feels like he's trying to, like... What about Olivia? When you say what about Olivia, do you mean what are her feelings on this? Because Idekin was the one who gave her hope when all the shit was going on during school. Like, when she was at her lowest, he was the one that didn't want her to just be afloat. He wanted her to prosper. But all he could really do in his mind was just keep her afloat. Is she ready? See, this is where the thing where it's like, no, I don't think she's ready. I know it's a game. I know there's the different endings. I'm going to be honest, though. Would she ever really be ready? Like, yeah, we know because you can just go through the other routes to see. But in this moment, would you think, would she ever be ready for this? Do I think that this whole eulogy thing should have been brought up again? I think this was way too fucking fast. But I do think Ben... Well, no. Grieving, it does. It fucking does. Grieving does take time. Yep. That's the other thing that too is that oh. Okay, there we go. It lets me actually do that. Can you give us some time, Ben? Boom Council's president's taking it back by words, but you, Olivia? His frustration with us seems to grow with each second. Ben, look, no. I turn fully to Ben with my hands raised defensively. Ben, listen. We need to do this. For Aikiden, for everyone that cared about him, for us. So why won't you help me? We want to, Ben, really. But can't you see that we were asking us? Wait, there we go. Yep. Damn it, we just found out. His own pain is painting across his face as he allows the glass to slide away from his puffy red eyes. Just, Ben. Her voice is soft and gentle. Her head turns back to me, her own pain still in her eyes, and also sympathy too. She looked forward, and her words are more resolute. Ben, I understand. The Parasaur's boy's breathing hitches. You're right, we should do this, and I will. I promise I will, but it's too soon. Again, I'm glad me and Olivia are in agreement on this. I just hate that Ben did this. Ah. Yeah, We all need time. But he clenches his teeth, followed by his fist. Takes a sharp, uneven breath, his glasses sliding off his face and right to the floor. He's so agitated, so exasperated and devastated that he doesn't seem to care. My free hand finds itself on the other friend's shoulder, forming a full link between us. Olivia reaches down and picks up the prescription glasses, using her sleeve to smudge them cleanish. Ben struggles, his already broken composure fracturing further. His hand shakes as he accepts the proffered eyewear from Olivia, having great difficulty setting them back on straight. When he finally looks up from the floor, his eyes are even more raw with fresh pain. You promise? Olivia nods at the quivering question, her own lips starting to shake as well. Yes, but for now Ben finally gets it, as his emotional dam is near bursting. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Okay. So Ben wasn't trying to gain something out of this. This was his way of grieving, because he just needs something to do. Ben walks up to me and pats me on the shoulder. With a solemn look at Olivia and nods towards me. He looks out of the classroom and Olivia and I alone. As the door clicks closed behind me, I hear Olivia take a sharp and shuddery breath before turning to look at me. Her eyes are glossy and puffy on the edges. Trail tears stain down her cheeks. And her expression is to keep himself exactly. And he kind of got caught up in that. Yeah. I don't know, against the whole Mia thing, having a little suspicious of him, but because that whole thing is still a little unresolved. You know, I agree with Ben fully. But it's like you said, it's too soon, and I even said it's too soon for him to be bringing that up. And yeah, no. At the end of the day, that's just it. He's right. It's too soon, but he's right. And her expression of someone who doesn't want to believe that it's true, but knows deep down that it is. So I look at her and feel my emotions come back twice as hard. No. I need to be strong for her sake, damn it. Olivia, I try to find the proper words to say something to her. Anything to give her any sense of comfort to ease her pain. But I feel my throat begin to tighten like someone's hand is around my neck. I don't even notice that I'm crying until my vision becomes blurred with tears. While thinking, I wrap my arms around the brachiosaurus and pull her into a hug. Olivia seems shocked at first, frozen by my sudden reaction. And then I feel a pair of arms wrap around me and hands clutching my jacket. Olivia begins to sob softly into my shoulder. I feel my own resolve break down as I hear the increasing pain in her cries. When we're like this, I can't even pretend to be the stronger one anymore. Maybe I could bear the pain of Vicodin. But seeing Olivia like this, I hold on tighter. I don't want to let her go. Suddenly she mumbles something into my shoulder. What was that? We pull apart and I look over Olivia. Her sunken face is covered in splotches and trails of wet and dry tears. She's hyperventilating and looks like an absolute mess right now. Despite this, her eyes are fierce and lively as they met mine. I need to do something. Right now? She doesn't respond, hurriedly rolling down the hall towards the elevator. Where would she? The fountain. The only place she could be going. I've stepped forward to follow her, but stop. No matter how I try, I can't continue. This is Olivia's promise, not mine. I have no right to intrude into it like this. My hesitancy robbed me of any choice in the matter. She went alone. I'm a fucking idiot. Alone in this freezing weather while she's going through this? What the hell was I thinking? I start my silent march through the halls, out the building, and into the frozen wilderness. It's cold out, but as we started to snow, the world just feels so much smaller, muted, and colorless. Now is not the time. I must find Olivia. There's thin tire tracks in the thinly laid on snow, pathing out down the sidewalk. I follow them. The path is serene, the falling flecks of white make it feel like one of Olivia's landscapes. The fountain must be around the corner. Oh god. I should have gotten with her. Of course the fountain is only accessible with stairs. The steps are tall and coated in a thin layer of ice. It's a death trap. Something rolls down and bumps my shoe. It's one of Olivia's handles. My face flashes of heat and my blood runs cold. Oh my god. I can't lose two people in one day, please. I will myself to look up. 8 steps up. Olivia's wheelchair is toppled over on its back. Seat ripped. Wheels spread. It's unrecoverable. Olivia's 2 steps further. Reach halfway onto the next ledge. Her arm reaches up for the next one. Olivia stops and slowly looks back. It's a look of shock and humiliation at being seen like this. She turns back and starts pulling herself up the next step. Damn it, Olivia. Take a step up and catch myself. It's a wonder she even got this far. But I find my balance and start marching up towards her. Her arm slips on the ledge and she falls back. I caught her in my arms from behind. I didn't make it. She looks up at me, eyes still filled with tears. I carefully set her down on one of the steps. She hides her face in her palms. I failed Vicodin. Olivia chokes back a snob. I'm just a stupid fuck up. Fucking chair. Then continues to weep. I sit there and stare for a moment, trying to figure out what to do. I really haven't ever been in a situation like this. The poor girl is shaking. Rather it's from the cold of her situation, I don't know. Instinctively, I wrap my arm around her and pull her close to me. Olivia shifts her body accordingly, and we end up in an embrace. Her sobbing calms down to an occasional hiccup, and her body is no longer sapping the heat from me either. I'm sorry, Inko. Sorry for what? Everything. Being an asshole. Being a failure. Making you waste your time on me. I'm just awful. Don't say that. I love you. That's what I wanted to say. Now is not the time. I'm your friend. You know that. I'm here for you in the same way you're here for me. Olivia breaks from our hug. Her face is tear-stained and she isn't crying anymore. She's looking down at her wheelchair. You have a spare at home? No. I stand up, look up the stairs, towards the fountain, then back at Olivia. I can call Liz if you want. She can come pick us up after we're done. Don't worry about your chair then. You're not a failure, Olivia. We're getting you to that fountain. I reach my hand down towards her. Olivia's confusion erodes into a soft smile as she stares at my hand and then back at me. Come lower. Come grab me. Come, let me grab your shoulder. I've done this a few times before. I lean in closer, and Olivia pivots as best she can. Once more, she used her tail as an anchor in place of her legs. It's holding her up pretty well. Never considered it, but that tail must be pretty muscular. Let's go. I want to make Ikenin proud. Climb up the next step, planting my foot on solid ground. Olivia waits for me to stop before quickly moving her tail up to the next step as well. Sort of like we're each one leg. Simple enough. It only now occurs to me how close we are right now. By close, I mean I'm practically cradling Olivia against my side. Up another step. Eventually, we finally make it to the top. I manage to shuffle to the fountain. You can just put me down here. Alright. Oh. Oh. This is the main menu, isn't it? I gently lower Olivia down and place her on the lip of the fountain. Not just enough space for her to sit along the edge, with one leg resting on top and the other hanging off. She looks into the still water in contemplation. My eyes follow her, focusing in on the coins that we have settled on the bottom of the fountain, though hard to see through the opaque ice. I stuff my hands in my pockets for warmth, feeling the skin of my knuckles start to split already. My fingers trace over the quarters I'd usually use on our lunchtime drinks. Achoo! Powerful sneeze draws me away from my meandering thoughts to see the gator girl quiver on the cold concrete seat. Damn it. Her jaws clenched tight, peering her sharp teeth to the world. Her nostrils flare with each of her breaths, that Hara craves a puff of visible mist. And her eyes are filled to the brim with fiery rage and salty tears. I want to break the silence between us. Ask for her thoughts. She's deep within them now, raging within her own mind. While I'm having the moment to process everything that's happened, in the end, it's Olivia that breaks the silence with a single, quiet, disdain-filled curse. Damn it. Her eyes shut, keeping her tears from falling. Damn it. A hiss seeps through her lips. I made it. I finally made it, but the thought goes unfinished. She lets her shoulders down and turns her gaze away from the spouting water, listlessly gazing towards the obscured afternoon sun that just managing to peek through the clouds and snow-covered trees. Maybe she's imagining that's where he is now. But what now? I withdraw my hand from my pocket, holding it open for her to see the pocket change in my palm. Scanning over the water feature before us, I think back to all the times I wanted to do just this with someone else. How about we make a wish? Olivia's brow furrows as she glances off to the side. Her fingers grips her hoodies. As I watch as she considers my suggestion thoroughly. Sure. A wish sounds nice right now. I motion her forward. The gator girl holds her hands out to me. I drop a quarter in her palm. On 3. I nod and reply. 1, 2, 3. I wish for. Our twin coins flip in the air together. I watch as the coins spin skyward, crashing through the falling snowflakes. At their apex, the coins seem to pause just to briefly touch one another. And with a synchronized plop, both of the quarters hit the water together. Leaning forward, I see that the coins even land on the same side. Heads. Wonder if it'll double our chances of making our wishes come true or something. I let out a huff in amusement from Olivia's comment. And the more I think about it, the more I hope it does. We stay there, looking at the fountain together in silence. For a moment, it feels as though time has stopped around us. It's just me and Olivia experiencing the moment together. And all this makes me forget what just transpired, what we were dealing with, what kind of the future the two of us were looking at. For this moment, though, none of those dreadful thoughts mattered. What matters right now is finding a small bit of peace, of solace. A little bit of calm before the storm that was inevitably coming. A harsh wind chill finally brings Olivia and I out of our thoughts. Hey, I'm sorry for being super distant earlier. You don't have to apologize for that, Olivia. Everyone goes through these sorts of things differently. I know, but I just feel bad. I know I'm not the only one who's sad that Mr. Ekiden is gone, but her pause makes me stop and turn around to face her. I can see in her face that she's trying to form the right words. Ekiden was the first person who I felt was a role model for me. He didn't just believe in me. He made me believe in myself, not just for my art, but for being able to succeed in general. I knew that Ekiden meant a lot to her, but I never realized he meant that much to her. More than anything, he actually cared about me, about my thoughts and my dreams. I felt Olivia's lips tremble as she struggles to voice the thought. Normal. God, I probably sound stupid for saying that. I shake my head in disagreement. You don't. Mr. Ekiden was important to me as well. It's okay, Olivia. I know how you feel. He gave me some of the best advice I've ever gotten from anyone. Encouraged me to follow my dreams, like you. I wish I'd met him sooner. There's a moment of silence between us. The air filled with a mix of sympathetic emotions. A shared sadness for the passing of someone who made an impact in both our lives. A sense of thankfulness that he graced our lives. Guess we both got our issues, huh? Yeah, I guess so. A fresh breeze of icy air sends a shudder down my spines. So, what should we do now? I pat off the growing snow off of my shoulders and head. Let's see. I look at my phone. School ending in 10 minutes. You want to just chill here until then? No pun intended. Sure. I look around, noticing a tiny bench for two nestled against a tree. The gator girl must have noticed that she's already holding her arm out for me. I recall something. A certain pair of raptors. I kneel down, facing away from Olivia. I can feel the icy flakes melt off of me as Olivia leans against me. Her powerful arms wrap around my shoulders, clawed fingers digging into my jacket. My fingers lock together to form a makeshift seat for her behind me. With my passengers secured, I make a beeline for the bench. Lest I get caught in what I feel pressing into my back. She lets herself drop into the bench, uncaring for her landing. Taking a page from the book of Olivia, I also drop uncaringly next to her, just glad to have some shelter from the increasing snowfall. But here we are. Mission accomplished for Olivia. Now what? My curiosity compels me to ask Olivia something. If you don't mind me asking, what do you wish for? I don't think you can tell someone what you wish for, or else it won't come true. The superstitious side of myself says that she has a fair point, so I decided not to push her any further on it. Just curious is all. Continue relaxing in comfortable silence. I mean, I don't mind telling you if you tell me yours. Guess that's only fair. What did I wish for just now? It's hard to put into words. It's not something specific, rather a feeling that I keep coming back to. Back before I came to the school, I would have wished for more friends or a successful future, take back something embarrassing from the past. But now that I think about it, I didn't need to make a wish. That's too vague. I know, but I don't know how else to put it. Come on, at least try. My best memories from the past few months. This being outside in the freezing cold? No, not that. What do you mean then? I struggle to find the words without making myself sound stupid. You know, we've done a lot together, but it's not often that it's just the two of us. Just us. Yeah. That doesn't happen a lot. I wish it was like that more often. Her eyes go wide. Shoot, maybe that came across too weird. I mean, I just want to get closer to you, you know? I watched the beginning of a blush form across Olivia's cheeks. Wait. I don't mean like that. I want to get to know you better. She glances away, laughing nervously as her tone changes drastically. Yeah, I understand. Totally. I breathe a silent sigh of relief. You know, I know what I wish for? If you don't want to share, you don't have to. No, I asked for yours, it's only right. I wish to know what I want to wish for. I glance across the bench towards her. I can't make sense of anything right now. I want to be over, frozen, and have never happened all at once. I want Iketin back, but I don't want to just replace him with someone else. It's too late to start all over again. She stops to wipe her eyes, but they are already dry. All I've ever wanted was to be someone he would be proud of. It just feels impossible. She looks away. I end up picking something lame. Sorry. What's that? Olivia's still looking away, so while I hear her hesitation, I can't tell what she's thinking. I threw that coin, and out of everything racing in my mind, the one thought that stuck out the most was just... She chews her lips in contemplation for a moment, and when she finally continues, her voice is a soft whisper. I want somebody I can trust. I feel my face heat up from her words and her tone. Even with her head turned, I notice a red flush creeping over Olivia's face too. I instinctively jerk my head the other direction. Shoot, what do I do now? We're both sitting motionless, neither daring to say another word. If I listen closely, I feel I can hear her heartbeat from here. She can probably hear mine as well. I don't even notice the cold anymore. Maybe we just stay like this for a few weeks. No, don't be ridiculous. You need to tell her how you feel. I clear my throat, searching for words that won't come. She just said she wants someone to trust. I mean, you can trust me. I hear shuffling from Olivia. Damn it, I can't work up the nerve to turn my head towards her. My neck feels like a rusted hinge as I try to sway my body and to look at her through my periphery. Do you trust me? Despite my words, she nods her head vigorously, the blushing growing dangerously bright. Well, I shift my body towards her on the bench. I trust you too. Suddenly she shakes her head a bit to bring herself back to reality. Maybe I can be honest with you then. You're silly and you're ridiculous. Maybe a little over-optimistic. You're thoughtful and adventurous and you're willing to just take me with you. You don't treat me any differently for this stupid thing. She slightly hits the armrest of the bench. Guess I stopped noticing it too at some point. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you're like... So many words dance on the tip of my tongue. Like... My mouth and my brain are at a standstill. One wine just blare out whatever, while the other wants to keep it all in, and disseminates in a thoughtful manner. What comes out is... A furious snort rips from the Gator Girl's nose, followed by peals of laughter. Out of embarrassed shame, I cover my face with my hands. What was that? I curse my nerves as I try to protest her continued guttural guffaws. Come on, Olivia, I'm really trying. The snowflakes that manage to still land on me melt away from the extreme heat radiating from my whole head. Olivia equinces throw, drawing back into a very smug grin. Okay, take two, Inko. My head temperature finally drops from core of the sun to a more manageable volcano. Thanks, jerk. Seeing that small quirk of her own lips, I can't stop a smile from going my face. I guess, be honest with her and yourself. Honest. At the very start, I thought you were just out of it. What? You almost ran me over in the hallway. Oh. She frowns and looks away. Sorry. And then you tried to get my seat moved. Sorry. And the claw thing today? Not sorry about that. I figured. It used to be hard to talk to. I felt awkward every time I'd even try. Like, thank Raptor Jesus for Damien and Liz, because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten to know the real you. Olivia rings her clawed fingers together. And what do you think of the real me? She's easily the most caring person I've ever known. I mean, yeah, she can be a little selfish. And doesn't think ahead sometimes. When she cares for something, She just has to do everything she possibly can for whatever it is. Is that what you think? Yeah, I think you're quite caring and passionate and what? And I know Mr. Idekin saw that in you too. Olivia's eyes watered at the mention of our mentor. Thank you, Inko. Now's the time, Inko. Just say it. Hey, Inko? Say it, say it, say it, say it, say it. Do you like me? Yes? Why does talking have to be so hard? I prefer Olivia's smug one-line to crush my weak confession. Instead, I watch as Olivia brings her hood up and hides her eyes with it. Really? For some reason, seeing her like this fills me with a well of confidence. Yeah. Can I hear you say it? I like you, Olivia. I don't get how. Oh my gosh. She peels her hood. Her hood peels away just enough for her so I can see her shimmering silver eyes. Why would you like someone like me? Well, I like you too. Olivia brings her legs to her chest, holding the limbs tightly close to her. She brings her hoodie hem over her legs, transferring herself into a crocodile-shaped igloo. An olive igloo. Slippers was a bad idea. Oh crap, you okay? Fine, just call someone. I cough awkwardly and get my phone to call to Liz. Hello? Inko, is that you? Aren't you supposed to be in class right now? Scalar let Olivia and I out early. Oh, okay. I was told about Professor Eichton. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm with Olivia by that old park by the school. Her chair's busted. We're kind of stuck. There's a keen whine from the bundled crocodile next to me, her tail wrapping around her as if to hug herself. Broke? In this weather? Are you two okay? We're fine. Can you come pick us up? Sure, I think I remember where that is. I'm with Principal Scalar right now. Once we're finished, I can come get you two. Thanks. After some shuffling, the call drops. Turn back to Olivia. She seems more anxious than anything right now. You alright? Yeah. I'll be okay. The stovepipe maw of the igloo chatters quietly in the cold. My concern finally takes hold, forcing me to finally close the gap between us. She said the chair had no replacement. It'll take a while for a new one to come in. That means she'll be trapped at home, completely sealed off from the outside. And the beginning of Olivia's annoyed protest died of exposure, becoming a grumbling acceptance as I wrap my arms around her shivering form. You're lucky you're warm, Inko. Yeah, I definitely feel it, as her body shifts and nestles closer against me. Olivia's tail lays on my lap, the shivers reverberating through it the most. I lay my palm on top of it, feeling the cold limbs shaking slowly still. Some long-distance trivia about limbs losing heat the faster springs to mind, and in the hopes of keeping frostbite away, I pet the heavy tail. And as I do, I hear the steely sound rumbling from Olivia's chest and through the rest of her. It's like a purring cat almost. There's a new sensation in my cheek now, soft and warm. She's... Her lips are planted firmly on my cheek, and this feels nice. As I continue to warm her tail for me, I feel her warm lip press against more and more against my cheek. I don't know if kisses are supposed to go this long and be this wet. And now the lips are moving, and some pointy things are there, and munch. That's her teeth. Olivia instantly lets go of my cheek from her non-lethal bite. Oh fuck, sorry, I'm new to this stuff. I'm nervous. It's okay, really. I put a hand to my cheek to feel the damage. I feel the intent of her fangs, but nothing serious. I almost even start falling asleep because we hear... I almost even start falling asleep before we hear a car pull up to the bottom of the hill. Olivia perks up and leans forward to try and see who it is. A few seconds later, Liz's head rises above the stairs, scanning like a submarine periscope. Crap, it's gonna be tough getting all the way down, even with Liz's help. I look back and smile at Olivia, still huddled against herself and clinging to my arm. You ready? Today seemed to drag on endlessly. Liz's arrival had ended our embrace, and she had quite the dour look on her face. She said she'd been in a meeting with the principal. I could only imagine how the faculty and student council were reacting to Ikeden's passing. Her mood seemed to lift a little, at least, when she saw Olivia and I both huddled together beneath a tree. Olivia's mood, on the other hand, plummeted. Probably from the way Liz and I had to carry her to the car. The ride to the Payne household had been silent, save for Olivia's grumbling and embarrassment. I think I'd be in a similar mood if I was treated like a sack of potatoes, but then again, how else were we supposed to carry her? I suggest more leg workouts to Coach Sully, just in case. Alright. And we will end it there. This was a fucking part. Alright. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you had fun with my reactions on this one. I love this game. So fucking good. Choices are rough, but you guys have been helping me to make the not dumb ones, or at least to clarify things. So, thank you for that. I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully a little earlier than I was today, maybe by like an hour. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.